Go ahead.
You guys got audio.
We don't have a theme song?
Not tonight.
No, tonight. Okay. I need to get that video together.
Yeah.
Let me write it down in my book here.
Excuse me.
Good thing for teams too, right?
Yeah.
There's some things and stuff.
So much stuff. Okay. Let's do this. You ready?
Yep.
Can I start anytime?
Yeah,
They can hear me? All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Street Fight Radio. Thank you for being here. No theme song tonight. We're going to have to add it in post. But it is Sunday night. Time for a street fight. We're taking your calls tonight. You can get a hold of us. That number to dial is 614-655-3887. There is a little bit of room left in the queue. You can talk to us. You know what? Actually, tonight, Brian is at a concert. He's going to go see Ty Segall and the Black Lips and Cherry Glazer and a couple other people. So it's the House of Pain rules. So no Democratic primary shit. I want to talk about metaphysics. I want to talk about tips when you're too high off drugs. I want to talk about ghost stories, Bigfoot sightings, anything like that. Quantum physics is also fine with me. Philosophy, anything that you want. We are also paying attention in the chat. So if you want to get involved with the show, every single week we do the show twice a week, Wednesday night, Sunday night. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You can watch the show. You can see our live reactions to the calls. And also, talk with other people in the chat, which is fun. There's a lot of smart, funny people that are in the chat that make the show even better. Also, if you want more Street Fight, we have some good bonus content coming out. Brian just did a show with Dank Metal, one of our oldest, best friends from back in the day of early Twitter wars. He is always a delight to have on, and it was a good show. I'm going to be talking to a cam girl. We're doing a sex edition of the Street Fight Zine, and so we're tying in some shows to that. I'm going to do an interview with a cam girl. Brian's talking to a drag queen, so we have some new interesting bonus content on the way. We're always innovating when it comes to that, and thank you to everybody that supports us. The Hustler's Handbook Zine 2 is the final draft is going to be done tomorrow. The History of Street Fight Zine is happening. It's almost done as well. So we're picking back up and getting things started so we can continue to spread this mess across the U.S. and to every corner of the flat earth. We will lay our siege. Thanks for being here. My very special guest who has been on the show before. You know him from Twitter as username Joshua. You know him on the show as Josh. How's it going?
Hey, friends. I'm good, Brett.
Glad to have you back at a moment's notice.
Cam girl and a drag queen.
Yep.
This is like when Bob Dylan finally went electric.
I know.
Because for years, Brian's been very adamant that this is not a horny podcast.
Right.
This is a sex-free podcast.
Yep.
And now you guys are finally...
We're giving you a peek behind the curtain to watch us have sex. That's what our premium content is going to be.
I think Twitch frowns on that. You might have to find another.
Oh, that sucks ass. Well, as is customary with a street fight, I wanted to make sure, and you are someone that can enjoy this, the smooth, bold flavor of Ivana Bitch menthol tobacco flavored vodka. Now, we're going to get a couple reviews out of the way because we got a theme going on here, but Brian doesn't drink, and so I can't get his opinion. Are you well-versed in booze?
I like scotch and bourbon a lot.
Okay.
Beyond that, I'm kind of
well, give me
unlearned.
Okay, so give that a smell and see how that does for you.
It smells like when you open a pack of menthol cigarettes, but then also that kind of unpleasant smell of like cheap.
The gold foil.
Liquor.
It smells like the gold foil, like on the cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has that stink on it. All right, let's go ahead and down the hatch with the first one here and
All right.
let the people know what you think. Cheers. Lip curl, eye squint, licking the lips. I think is it settling in? It's like a nice...
Actually, there is a little bit of... There's like some kind of... There's tobacco something in there. That's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of like smoking on a cigar. It kind of has like when you smoke a cigar and your inside of your mouth gets real fuzzy. Mm-hmm. Kind of has that.
When I was in high school and I would smell cigarettes and it's like so intoxicating. It smells so good. And then you smoke it and you've just started smoking. So it's kind of like, bleh.
Right.
That tastes like what I wanted Newports to taste like when I was 16.
Yes, yeah, it's a little sweeter. There's a little caramel color in there. There's some sort of like something to help it out. The other thing is that when we do the live shows, you always bring beer and snacks, and usually the Sour Patch Kids, the watermelons. So every time, this isn't an official endorsement, but every time that Josh has done a call-in show with us, we have eaten 48 ounces of watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
I bring snacks. I want to be a gracious guest.
Yeah, and we appreciate that. It's kind of weird being at this age because a lot of our friends are like, I don't eat candy. And I'm like, why not? And they're like, well, it's bad for you and all this or that. And I'm like, but it also brings like joy, like that counts for something.
Most of my diet is
It's candy.
What those grown-ass adults would kind of look at and think like, ugh.
I mean, I get my vegetables in, but I'm not denying myself fruit-flavored snacks, ever. I mean, maybe I'm more reasonable about it. I was explaining my method of snacking to you earlier, which is to keep the bag as far away from you as possible, and you have to get up and walk to it every single time.
Right. I asked you earlier if you wanted to dump some out on your side, and you said no, because...
I prefer to grunt as I'm getting out of my chair, think about what am I doing here.
Forcing yourself to get up to have some candy prevents you from overindulging.
It does. And but this time you brought around a new kid in town, the new Sour Patch Kid in town, the fire flavor.
Which were not fiery at all. I was expecting like atomic fireballs in Sour Patch form. Fire to me means that like you should burn me. I think that you're promising this to be like a challenge. Candy used to be challenging. It was not fearsome. It wasn't, not at all.
I feel like it was replicating the chili powder on tropical fruit.
I do love that.
I do like that too, and I prefer like just dried mango and chili powder. Mm-hmm. But there's still the tropical flavors in that I really fucking liked.
They were good.
And so it was good. There was a little bit of spice. There's like a little bit of a ooh, but then it just makes you want more and it kind of makes you mad
it's
at
very
them.
faint.
Yeah, you're just like, crank it up.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
Can we get
that's the angle that they want you to, I don't know. Maybe if I put a fistful in my mouth at once, then maybe I'll get a little bit of spice.
Sure. I mean, they've got our hooks in us. Once they come out with the flaming hot ones, once like they get Chester Cheeto to cross over and like kick it up a notch, then we're totally in.
Was it a rapper, I think, that sent themselves to the hospital for eating too many
Oh, yeah, there was.
flaming hot Cheetos?
I don't remember who it was, but that was very recently.
Because if you eat them in great enough quantities, it kind of like, it fucks your shit up, like on the inside, your inside parts.
Lil Xan did that, actually. Yeah, he forgot to eat his fruits. He forgot to eat fruit snacks. He was just eating only Cheetos. He forgot to switch to fruit snacks.
With a name like Lil Xan, you'd think drugs would be their undoing, but nope.
No, it was that.
Flamin' hot Cheetos.
Pretty much that. He's just going to die from his colon backing up on him. Well, let's see. Oh, you know what else I wanted to say? What also was weird, because we did my kid's birthday party this weekend, and we did it at one of those bounce house places.
Happy birthday to Charlotte.
Yeah. And we did it in one of those bounce house places. And there was no adults that bounced. And that really bugs me, because that was like one of those things, like when I was like, when I grow up, I'm not going to be like one of those stuffy old adults. And I did, but like everybody else really doesn't give a shit, that like doesn't care that you can go down a gigantic inflatable slide as much as you want.
Sure.
I just can't miss out on that opportunity, you know?
You're talking about the places where, like, the floor and the walls are all trampolines?
This is like a warehouse. No. This is a warehouse with inflatables.
Oh,
so they're like they had a slide that was like impressive. Like it made my stomach flip. It was a really good slide. And I was running around and flip. And the thing is, you can just do front flips whenever you want and just land into shit. I loved it. I had a lot of fun, but there wasn't a lot of parents getting involved. And that's like, I also went roller skating. Charlotte had a roller skating fundraiser this week. Once again, very few adults out there that they were doing that, and it's just really like, it's just so sad. Like, I don't know. I'm not like that sad, but I'm not that affected by it. But the way that people just give up on having fucking fun, you know, sucks.
And as a kid, I loved an adult being in the bounce house or the
they
trampoline,
love it.
Because you know how you can kind of boost each other, right? Like if you hit the ground the second someone starts to go up,
right? You
can really shoot them, but when you're a kid and a fucking adult,
right?
He does that. You just go into the stratosphere,
right?
And that's great.
Yeah, it was good. Once again, just don't lose your sense of play, adults. Please, it can happen to any of you.
I'm very pro bouncy house. I'm pro junk food.
Get in there, take your shoes off, and eat a whole bunch of candy, and get in a bounce house.
Absolutely.
That's your homework for this week. Let's see who's on the phone. I hope this works. I think it works. Everything worked when we were getting it set up. But you never know with these things. Thanks for calling Street Fight Radio. Who are we talking to?
Hey. So.
Hello.
I wanted to take a little exception from a couple weeks ago and bring some knowledge to the Street Fight crew.
Oh, that's what we're here for. Yeah. I'm ready for this.
So, there was a paper that had issued issued regarding the use of fentanyl as a agent of terrorism.
Uh-huh.
And y'all were pretty dismissive of that idea. But here's the thing. Back in 2002, when there was the Chechen rebels that took over the theater, like the Russian theater, and then the Russians ended up gassing them, it's been generally accepted that the gas that was sprayed into that theater was either fentanyl or carfentanil, and 50 of the people in the theater died. So the idea that you could use fentanyl in a terrorist action is like totally sound.
Okay.
And worthy of investigation.
I feel like I could run to some Hollywood writers right now and make a lot of money.
I think it was carfentanil, and if I am remembering correctly, carfentanil is more powerful than fentanyl the way fentanyl is more powerful than oxycodone. Like, it's exponentially more powerful than the one that's exponentially more powerful.
Okay. All right. Well, I will keep that in mind. I don't know. I don't know what to say, to be honest. I'm thankful that you called in to let me know.
I don't remember that episode specifically, but I don't know, maybe you guys were talking about the way that...
Well, the cops do drum it up pretty high.
The police officers think that, like, if, like a breeze blows by, and I get, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I think?
So for sure, the police are full of shit when they're like, "Oh, I touched some fentanyl, I died twice." Right? No, that's totally bullshit. But there was a senator that commissioned a report, and it was like, "Can you use fentanyl in a terrorist attack?" And it's like, it's super cheap. Like, you can get fentanyl incredibly cheaply from China,
right?
Or you can produce it domestically. It aerosolizes pretty well, and it has proven, killing power, as was demonstrated in the Russian attack. So
right.
It's just something to keep in mind.
For sure. Well, I mean, the thing is about, like, this, we're always at risk of that, too. Like, from one of the beginnings of the show, I used to always remind people that, like, there's no safety at all. Like, you have the tiniest lock on your front door, and the outside world isn't always out there, like, trying to fucking kill you, you know?
I mean, that fent can kill you is not in dispute. It kills fucking tens of thousands of people.
Right. But, the likelihood of it happening, who knows? But it is good to know that it is a possibility. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
So I just wanted to keep you guys on the level. But
yeah,
I love
that's
shit,
perfect.
So
no, I appreciate it. It's fine.
You have a chill ass night talking to peeps, all right?
You too. Appreciate it, man.
Peace.
I do think, though, that Russian Spetsnaz, they are uniquely capable of doing things in a way that most people aren't.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
if they did it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that some Antifa cop-hating thug could just weaponize fentanyl. I think it would be, you know what I mean? I think that their capabilities are...
Yeah.
They're kind of a singular talent in doing shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, and it would be... But it is a better... I guess it is... It also adds the idea that if we were to keep better track of it and to dish it out to people so that there wasn't such a good fucking black market for it, you know, that would dry up a lot of the possibilities of it getting in the wrong hands. Because
all that shit's in the dark.
Right.
If broccoli was illegal and
right.
we had to go to shady people to buy broccoli, then people could fucking, I don't know. You know what I mean?
The people would shoot it up with too much vitamin A so that we...
Exactly. So your liver would blow up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right. Let's see what's up next on the call-in line. Click. Thank you for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to?
Hey, this is Gabe.
Hi, Gabe.
How's it going?
It's going good, sort of. I was going to call you guys. I was, on the train home, and I realized that I left my book either on the train or in the sushi restaurant I just left. So,
oh, no.
On my way back, you guys are talking to me en route.
Like a novel-ass book or like a notebook with, your own writings?
A novel-ass book.
Okay.
One you paid for or one from the library?
It was one of mine, and then there was also a graphic novel that was definitely not mine, and I was definitely my friend's, and I'll have to buy him another one if I don't go get it. So.
Yeah, man, that's tough. You gotta not explode. That's when I do stuff like that. I just want to scream and throw a fit, and I just have to find, look outside and find all the colors of the rainbow, Brett. just I have extra time. I can get through this,
Well, yeah, no, I'm just I'm in dumbass mode right now, so it kind of makes sense.
It happens. We're all dumbasses.
If I had $1 for every time I left something important somewhere.
Yeah, it's all the time. My wife is real bad about it too, and this was really mean, but it was telling at the time. We had been dating for probably a year. And we went to go do this really big, important thing that I had tickets for, and she didn't bring her ID, so she couldn't get in. And I just, out of nowhere was this is getting really old with you. I'm it was, cute that you were all, ditzy and shit, but now it's fuck, man, we're going to miss this thing now. But, it's hard to keep track of shit. That's life.
Yeah, I mean, these things happen. It's
sure.
Just a part of life, I guess.
Yeah. You get a little extra time outside. Where are you at? What city are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
So it's a little bit hard for me to hear you guys, but if you said where am I at, I'm in Houston right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we're still planning on coming down there soon.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, March couldn't happen, but we're gonna come this year. We want to do the whole, all three cities there, that little triangle.
Nice.
Stars.
Yeah, that sounds great. Have you guys found a
Are
venue yet?
something bright.
No, we don't really have a venue. I haven't started. I'm getting started on that. But I did talk to an Austin place that I think I can get set up with. So I do have one there. But Houston, I don't know much about, to be honest. I've only been there one time, and I didn't get a chance to go to Screwed Up Records and Tapes. And when we go back, I'm making a fucking pilgrimage to Screwed Up Records and Tapes.
Nice.
Well, thanks for calling in, man. I hope it gets
take
better.
Off, guys, because I can't really hear you as well as I probably should be able to carry on a conversation.
Do you think is that on your end, or are we not talking loud enough?
I think it might be, yeah.
All right. We'll see. Let's check with the next person. Thanks, and good luck on your trek back. Man, those are tough, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like you just want it's 45 minutes though. Like think about like you gotta really break that time. You gotta like that's like meditating helps with that because you realize how valuable those or like what those minutes are. You know
how much it would rule if I could just take the fucking train over here.
Oh yeah,
anything like that.
Man, I tell you what, I lived at Dallas had a brand spanking new system that was incredible because you could like shoot out to the suburbs. It would take you an hour drive, but you could get to the suburbs in a half hour. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and DC's trains were pretty fucked up, but they did cross a huge swath of the country. You could get to straight up Baltimore on trains. You could get all the way to New York City on trains. My wife took a train all the way to New York City for a job, so. Yeah, we don't even have that. Like you can go Cincinnati, I think, or something to jump on a train here.
Amtrak runs through Cleveland. I don't know if
Okay,
they run
Cleveland.
through Cincinnati.
Fuck, it sucks.
But you can book something through Amtrak, and it's just like when you go to Expedia and you get like connecting flights and stuff. You can get a package, like you can buy a ticket to a trip somewhere that includes like taking the Greyhound from Columbus to Cleveland.
Shuttle,
but
yeah.
it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
just run the train through here.
Yeah, bring that track down here. All right, let's see who's on the line here next. I need to hit some of those fire Sour Patch Kids, dude. Hey, how's it going? Yes. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah.
Are we coming through loud and clear?
Our volume is good.
You guys are actually, it sounds like you're kind of far away.
God damn it. That's what the other guy said. He said it sounds like we're far away. How about now?
Is this
it sounds
good?
like you're in a room, but like the microphone's in the middle of it, and you're kind of near the wall or something.
Oh man.
Well, that sucks.
Well, anyway, I'm shocked that I got on, and I'm really happy about that. I'm Joe. I live in North Carolina. I'm really, really happy to talk to you guys. Long-time listener, like first-time caller, all that shit.
Hi, Joe. Are you inland or are you near the water?
We're inland. We're about midway into the state. Alamance County, about halfway between Raleigh, Durham, and Greensboro.
Right on.
Yeah, we're gonna come down there.
So, like, a couple things
we're trying to come down there. I think we want to get a show down there. Hopefully, with the DSA convention being in Georgia, we're going to blow up the South this fall. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope you guys come to a show down here, even if you have already. Like, because I'll definitely be there. And my brother-in-law, who's out on the coast, he would love to be there too. My wife as well. So,
well, as long as two people show up, we'll do it.
We just had a son like 2 weeks ago, which kicks ass.
Nice. Congratulations.
And thank you. It's been a lot of adjustment, but I'm really happy because I get to basically like mold another life into like the like annoying lefty shithead kid that I should have been.
Yeah, that's great.
Cool.
That was a big part of. That was why me and my wife decided to have a kid. I was just like, I don't know, if I'm worthy or responsible or any of these things to have a kid, but I am comfortable enough to guide somebody in like life and give them like a little bit of a heads up on how things are working.
Listening to that, what was it called? The History of Street Fight?
Yeah.
The one recently where you guys talked about being parents. I listened to that and I thought like, man, I wish my parents were like that. So honestly, I think anyone that loves Street Fight, that has that kind of head and heart to be to be into what these guys are doing, I think absolutely you should have kids.
Yeah.
And then mold them in that way. That's great.
Make them good people.
Oh yeah. Well, so like I know that it's Brett that I'm talking to tonight and Josh. So like, have either of you like worked in a call center? This kind of the meat of what I wanted to get into. I got a buddy who's a real good friend of mine at my current job that he listens, and I know he'll enjoy listening to this. But so like the thing that bothers me, like kind of in the vein of like all small business tyrants. Like every person that calls in is a small business tyrant, basically. And you have to basically just do whatever they say, and it really sucks ass. Especially when, like a little bit of background. The call center I work in it's servicing CPAs, which are honestly like, you would think that like to earn a certified public accountant license would make you pretty smart, but actually it doesn't.
Okay.
They're really pretty stupid people. So
Interesting.
don't ever trust them with your money. So the thing about it is, like, if I need to like send them a copy of an invoice, 80% of the time they'll be like, "Oh, just wait with me while I receive that." And I'm just like, "Why are you holding me hostage?" It's just so shitty. It is the worst thing for them to do. You have to sit there, like, it can take like 5 to 15 minutes for this thing to show up in their inbox.
Oh,
And you just have
God.
to sit there and wait and like just make this pained small talk while they wait for this invoice to show up in their, or invoice or receipt or whatever I'm sending them to show up in their inbox, because God knows what the speed of their stuff is.
Yeah.
And,
So you're doing
we do
customer
a lot of
service?
stuff like that. It really sucks.
Is it customer service?
Yeah. I mean, it's glorified customer service. They pay me more than, honestly, like any customer service job has any right to. But I mean, I've been there 5 years. But it's customer service that puts on this veneer that it isn't customer service, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, when I worked for a small insurance leads company, and we were all account managers. There was no customer service at all. It was just supposed to be like, "Hey, I'm your buddy Brett," and I had to deal with, similar to the CPA, also the most dumbasses in the world, licensed insurance agents. I mean, just the most backwards ass crazy people end up as insurance agents. And a lot of times I would also have to be handcuffed to the phone where they're like, no, you said you'd do that last time. You're going to stay on the phone with me until I get this email. And I'm like, dude, I mean, I got to put it together.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to listen to me breathe while I put it together, and listen to their ranting and raving and their tyranny. And they were always also big into like the Better Business Bureau. And that was like at our job, that was the big deal. It's like if they ever mentioned going to the Better Business Bureau, we had to like just bend over backwards for them and do all kinds of wild shit.
Oh yeah, and it's like the biggest empty threat in the world. Like it's basically like this weird extension of like, I want to talk to your manager, like the Better Business Bureau thing. Like,
yeah,
because it's just like,
I'm going to tell on you.
They have no purview in anything you do.
Yeah, and people aren't checking that. Nobody is going to the Better Business Bureau to check in on who they're doing business with. You know.
Yeah. Well, and just as kind of the last thing I want to talk about, I won't take up any more of y'all's time, but like, I find that this is just kind of a pet theory I've been kicking around in my head for a few years. I think you guys are around my age. I'm 36. I just turned 36 in December, and this the thing that I've noticed as I get a little older is like my parents' generation like seriously fucking lied to us, because they told us like, oh yeah, just get a degree, just get any degree and you'll be fine, and you can just get this great career job, which was, I mean, really super non-specific, and it's just a big load of bullshit. And so I mean, I went and I got a bachelor's degree. It took me a lot longer than I wanted it to get it, but I ended up getting it, and I thought, okay, well, I'm set. But then, like, you know, you get out and you realize there's fucking nothing for you. It's, you know, you went in, you did all this grinding, you did all this work for this mythical, quote unquote career, and you just like, there's nothing there, you know?
Yeah, I didn't have necessarily those same pressures from my parents, but I also had a similar understanding though that if I was willing to do hard work or, you know, show up someplace 40 hours a week, that I'd be able to have some sort of normal, like, secure roof over my head, even though, like, the majority of my childhood, it wasn't that way. But my parents both, you know, didn't go to college and didn't really have anything to help me out with, like, as far as navigating all of that. But I came out in that, like, I went to DeVry for like a year and just fucking failed out of that place. And it was, my dad was like, you should just go to like a technical training school for Microsoft or something and just get a certification. And
computers.
Yeah,
that's
computers.
That's right. The jobs where people need to do the computers. Yeah.
But at the same time, I also see the other people ended up getting saddled with like $50,000 worth of debt.
Yeah.
And I just read an article actually of a guy, which is like, this is a privileged place to be, but it still fucking sucks. His parents were like, we're going to give you the money for a down payment on a house. You're 24 years old. You should have a house. And they got him into this condo in Washington, D.C., and he's completely underwater in it. And it's still like 10 years later. They did it in 2006. And so, yeah, the popular wisdom always seems to be whatever fills up the credit writers' accounts, you know, like whatever the bank gets paid off is like, what's the best idea, you know?
I had this idea in my head when I was 16, 17 that I would get a college diploma and I would, the way you put $1 into a soda machine, you just insert this and you hit a button and like, oh, wait, this job came out. And it's just, it's not like that at all.
Well, and I mean, and then they started like turning it into where to be a manager at Lowe's, they wanted you to have a bachelor's degree of some sort. I remember looking into that, being like, fuck, I'll be the manager of Lowe's to make money. And they're like, you need a degree for that, you know? And it watered down the whole thing. And I'm not against the education, but you're right. I mean, it was all a scam. They were just scamming everybody to keep writing these loans. And the thing about the student loans is you can't get out from under those things. You can't bankruptcy out of those fucking things.
Nope.
They take your money forever.
They
get every fucking dollar back that goes into that system.
Thanks to people like Joe Biden.
Right. So
yeah.
I mean,
and actually, it's funny you mentioned like DeVry, because like for a while I was living at home and my dad would just be like, oh, why don't you go get some IT training? And eventually I just had to literally tell him, like, fuck off with that shit. I have no interest in IT. Like, I just don't want to do that. But that generation, they got this idea in their head that, like, oh, this is what all the kids are doing. And it's just like, no, man, I don't want to do that shit.
Well, I mean... And it does. I mean, computers work for certain people. Like, it took me a long time. I wanted to be computer literate really bad because, you know, how popular and how pervasive they were becoming. But I've now gotten to the point in my life where it's like, I don't really fucking understand this, and I don't care to, and I'd rather outsource it to somebody that it comes fucking naturally to. Because that's the thing about all of this STEM and like the coding. You know, we already have people telling me like, Charlotte should maybe look into like coding classes, and I'm like, she draws all fucking day. She couldn't do she's not gonna do a logic function. She fucking paints and makes up songs and makes up her own fucking silly dances. I don't see her. I'm not gonna shut it down. But she's never been interested in technology in that fucking way at all. And I don't expect her to be, considering who her fucking parents are. You know. Yeah. So, and it is like that we're trying to cram everybody into like, you need to be valuable, but we already have value. Everybody has a value in this world. We're all providing for each other in a bunch of different ways, and we all have our own individual skill sets that are beneficial to the all of us. Yeah. Right. And the bachelor's degree is actually a great way to round out a lot of people's understanding of the world, because it is important for people to go in and kind of study these things. But we make it such a pain in the ass. For me, I was trying to work 40 hours at a fucking warehouse so that I could pay for an apartment and go to school at the same fucking time. That's an impossible situation. I mean, those are people, I know lots of people do it, but for me, it's just insurmountable. And I'm a regular, mediocre motherfucker like everybody else. And we aren't facilitating like the betterment of everybody, which would honestly make everything better for everybody. Fuck.
Yeah.
We work too much.
I'm in the zone. We do work too much too.
I think a work week should be 20 hours instead of 40.
Yeah.
And then, you know, someone like Charlotte, even if, you know, maybe she gets sort of shunted into a boring ass desk computer book reading job, it's not her entire life, and she works at this place for 20 or 24 hours instead of 40, and then she gets off and she can paint all she fucking wants.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. It's not. We aren't learning any lessons. I literally, when someone said to me the other day, you know, they're saying, you know, kids should be doing coding. I said, you know what? They used to also say everybody should have a degree, and look what fucking happened. And they're like, oh, is it the same people? And I'm like, yeah, it's the same people.
If everybody can code, then coding is worthless.
Right. And that's what they're prepping for next. You know, that's going to be the next answer. Is like, what do you expect? You got into coding in 2019 when everybody could already do it. You know, you're lucky you get $12.50 an hour. Well, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I'm having a lot of trouble hearing you all, but Let me just wrap this up real quick. I want to give 2 shout-outs. One to my brother-in-law Andy, who I know will hear this. One to my dude Eric at work, who I know will listen to this. And it's been a thrill talking to you guys. I will call in again at some point.
Yeah, please call back, man. We want to hear about that shitty ass call center job.
Have a good night.
What about
and anybody who wants to follow me on Twitter at Illegal Toilet.
Illegal Toilet.
Good name. God damn, that's a good name.
That is a good name.
How about y'all in the chat? What do you think?
Damn it. Can you hear us?
Chat, do you hear us? What's up? Hold on. I'm going to say I'm feeling a little bit down. And you know what would pick me right up is the smooth, bold flavor of Ivana Bitch menthol tobacco flavored vodka.
One was enough for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Bully.
Yeah, I need to get my my motherfucking roll on, I guess. We're getting thawed tonight on Street Fight.
I haven't been looking at the Twitch chat because my phone is almost dead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should have told you. I don't have a computer or anything.
I do remember.
What's up? Do you know?
I know what the issue is.
You do know the issue.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do about it. So the audio coming out, for some reason, the phone is only picking it up through its microphone, and it's not accepting the input.
Got it.
So,
Got it. It has to be moved over here somehow?
you can't really reach.
Okay, okay.
Probably get closer to you guys, but...
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and that will be fixed.
Okay. I think
Could we pick this table up and move it
closer?
Over?
Yeah, just watch the cords.
Okay, let's do this. Be careful. Folks, live on air, we're going to do a table move. This is like a magic trick. So we can get closer to this microphone here. Thank you for being here. Thanks for putting up with the bullshit. You ready?
I'm pretty sure that's what's
Go underneath. Woo, shit.
the stream can hear the color.
Okay. We are moving and grooving. Can't reach there. Just a little bit more. I don't want to pull anything
We
off.
need to angle this here. So I have a
Okay,
place
hold on,
to
folks.
sit.
Just a minute here. Okay, that's all I needed to. Let's scoot over a little bit more, dude. We need like a some sort of. All right, move it over to the left so we can get that.
Yeah, turn.
You want to go this way?
Sit right here. Or something. If we can reach. I mean, that's the best we can do.
Oh, god damn it. All right, folks. What should we do? Put it in the middle. There's not enough room for chairs, is there?
Let's see what we got here.
All right.
So, we're still on the line. Can we reach further like that?
Yeah.
Because I think we can make it through. We're at 90%
Okay.
there. So. Got it.
All right, turkeys. That's how you live stream. Just fucking go with it, right? You know what? I went to go get the cords today, and I had to go to. I'm not going to do another ad on the show, so I went to a popular electronics retailer.
I think I know what you're talking about. Go on.
And so I was looking for a phone, something that we could hook up and have a jack on it so that we could plug it into the computer and we'll run off the landline. That's hopefully going to happen next week. And I noticed when I was asking the guy about the features of the phone, he went back to his computer and he looked on Amazon. And he was on Amazon, like, reading about the fucking phone, like, to look up, like, a user manual and shit. And, okay, I saw the price. I noticed the price was $10 cheaper, right? And I could have just been like, all right, thanks, and then went and bought it off Amazon $10 cheaper,
Sure.
right? But I really, there is something to say to pay the extra $10 because there's a fucking place I can go to and kind of mull around in and look and then have someone to tell me what to fucking buy, like I like having a salesperson. I know a lot of Brian would be like, "Oh, I can't talk to salespeople.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, they freak me out. They judge me." But I like them. I put all my burdens onto them.
One of my favorite things in the world is not figuring out something myself.
For sure.
I would love to just ask someone politely and then have them figure it out with me, or we could figure it out together.
Yeah, that's what it was. So this guy, I was like, he's like, "Can I help you with something?" I'm like, "I got an impossible problem, man." And he was like, "Well, let's figure it out." He helped me all the way through it. Didn't end up working. That's not why we're not using it tonight. But I still appreciate the help. You know, I just think that, you know, it's kind of shitty the way that people just turn there's transactions like that. I don't know. I don't like them, you know? I'm finding I really like to go and just look at something anymore. I don't know why. I'm getting old. I'm getting like real curmudgeon-y. All right, let's get these people on the phone. Hopefully they hear us better. Thank you for calling Street Fight. What is the reason for calling in tonight? Hey, how's it going? Can you hear us?
Hey. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Are we not? We don't sound like we're far away or anything?
No, you guys sound great. I can hear you perfectly clear.
Are you positive? Because I feel like the last caller said that at first, and then by the end he said,
we switched it up.
I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, no, you guys switched it up. I can hear you guys. I was having trouble before hearing everything out, but
got it.
No, I have no problems. I can hear what you guys are saying.
Coolio.
So my name's Haley. I'm actually a first-time caller. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Nice.
You guys actually had my friend Lucian on the show.
Oh, yeah, big fan of Lucian.
Episode you guys did it.
Yeah, we watched Ginger Snaps together.
Yeah, we're in the same DSA chapter, but so I'm actually calling to get your guys' thoughts about something, also trans-related, because I'm trans too. Like, I don't know if you guys saw like the whole thing with Glenn Greenwald and Martina Navratilova.
No.
Like, it kind of sounds like Twitter drama almost, but it's kind of not.
Yeah, we used to get in trouble for being Greenwaldians back in the day. They used to always call us that.
See, what gets me is like he said something that I was kind of surprised that like no cis people, particularly cis people on the left who were fans of him, like called him out for. And he said that Martina Navratilova has done more work for trans acceptance than basically anyone else, like combined.
Okay.
And it was like, I don't know, like I felt like that statement alone was just kind of really, I don't know, it's really offensive, and I'm just still kind of disappointed with how when prominent, like I guess leftists, if you even want to call Glenn a leftist, like can do that kind of stuff, and everybody's just like, oh, they're vaguely good in other areas, so we're just going to ignore it, you know?
I did not actually see that happen. Yeah, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, like I don't know, and it's just something that I felt like has been really exhausting, and I was just curious to see, like, why you feel, if you guys even had an opinion on this, why you guys felt like prominent, so to speak, leftists weren't really doing anything about this sort of thing besides you guys, because, you know, you guys handled, like, the trans issues, like, with Lucian, and you talked about it before, like, in a really cool way, which is, like, having an actual trans person on the show, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm so happy, like, that you guys did that. Like, I listened to that episode twice because I was a huge fan of it, but plus it's Lucian, so.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, you know what? I mean, it's tough because, like, Glenn is in the LGBT, or the LGB, like, spectrum there. He's, like, on the other side. So I feel like he probably has some more comfortability saying some shit like that, you know? Not that that's an excuse, but I think that when you are trying to perform online and do tweets and make jokes and be provocative and stuff, I think it does become easy to try to use someone's transness and, you know, for your own, to make your own point for something, you know? I don't think that's really an excuse for it. I mean, it's just like, it is in like the environment that we're in right now, it sucks because it feels like the conservatives are complaining that like trans issues are being like shoved down everyone's throats and like everybody's being indoctrinated, and like we're not even close. It's not even close to that. Like that's not even what the situation is at all. And so people are still like, it's, I don't know, treat it like this foreign concept and aren't like engaging with it in a meaningful way. Like it's really unfortunate. I can see why that sucks for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, because I was, naturally, like, I'm not that popular on Twitter. I'm just an individual, right? I don't have a blue check mark or anything, but, I was going off on this tweet storm about it because it's so disappointing, and
Sure.
It just feels like whenever trans issues come up, like most people are just like not really into like doing anything. So like to your point, like people want to use us when they can sort of like tokenize their allyship. Like, oh look, cool.
Oh shit, I can't hear.
Don't actually like want to include us in anything or stand up for us when we need to. My chapter does, my DSA chapter does, and then you guys have done that too. But trying to get other people to do it has been a lot more of a fight than I thought it would have to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So it's just been kind of exhausting anyway. To like kind of end it there.
Can I open up to you? News. Can I open up to you about something? Do you mind?
Sorry?
Can I open up to you about something about like trans issues and like acceptance and all that stuff without like, I'm not expecting you to be the spokesperson or anything. But yeah, I mean, I was actually having a conversation with a guy recently, a straight cis dude, and he was talking about getting older and issues with transness and talking about like understanding, not worrying about like what someone's like sexual organs are was like really a challenge, in a way that was like just something he went to all the time. But then he came to this point of acceptance where it was like not important at all, and these types of things really didn't matter. And, it's just people that we're dealing with. And I think that's kind of what me and Brian go with. I think we're like really hyper aware of the way that people look at us. If it's like, if we were trying to be edgy, or if we're trying to be too care lord. Like if it looks bad, if me and him came out and started like proselytizing for, something that we don't have any sort of like actual personal understanding of, it seems performative in a way. And so our like middle road attitude is just to be inclusive, like, because, like I was at the end of the day, like, your gender like reality or, your whatever, your life isn't really matter when it comes to like making jokes online or enjoying music or like talking about fun stuff. Like I having Lucian on to talk about horror movies, and then the way that they do relate to some of the gender issues is way more interesting to me, than having to do like a primer or like try to explain the existence of another person to people. I just don't want, that sounds like talk. It just seems condescending to me. And we do have a lot of people that show up to the shows that, are just a part of it. And it's, like you aren't special because of, what you identify as. You're just one of us, right?
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. Like people, I think that's to your point. Like I think people are scared to talk to us for that exact reason. They're like, oh, if I have a trans person on the show, oh, I have to do a specific trans episode or whatever it is, or I have to have this primer. But it's like, I'm a human being, and like the whole point of me doing this stuff with the, like calling people out for transphobia or whatever it is to like get it to where so I don't have to think about it, because like I just want to live my life.
Right.
It's the same thing, and like when you guys had Lucian on to talk about the horror movies, like that was great. Like that was like literally I was showing this to other people that episode, and I was like, this is how you engage with a trans person, like on these sorts of things. So I'm just want to say thank you for that too. But it's not all bad news. I mean, somebody apparently thought I was good enough to get. I got accepted to a conference. I'm a grad student. So
oh, cool.
In Cambodia.
That's great.
So,
that'll be interesting. Yeah, that sounds neat. Yeah, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry that shitty thing happened. I mean, you know, people just can't to get. You know, it's like people have to get comfortable with this stuff in their own unique ways, and then we kind of have to say like, hey, that's not the fucking way to do it. You know, it's obnoxious, but I have to say, compared to, you know, I don't know how old you are, but I just turned 35, and compared to where we were when I was, you know, 15 years old, I think we've moved quite a bit. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm 24. You know,
Yeah.
Turned 25. Turned 25 in August. But
Nice.
funny enough, this is just a little aside. I hit my 5-year mark on hormones on April 20th.
Oh, cool.
Hell yeah.
That's a big wow, 5 years.
Blaze it.
I mean, it's so long too. It's
kind of an
incredible the way
interesting
that
date.
the years go by. I mean, 5 years is just, you know, blink of an eye. That's neat.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Anyway,
calling in. I
thanks for
appreciate
having
the
me on, guys.
input.
I really appreciate it.
Haley, it was Haley, right?
Yeah, Haley.
Okay. Thank you for calling in. Have a good one.
Good night.
Keep
too.
street
Thank you.
fighting. Wow. Welcome to the House of Pain.
Street fight. Street.
I need a monster truck, man. I need a monster truck. I want, a monster truck that runs on biodiesel. Thank you for calling Street Fight Radio. Who are we talking to tonight? It's still, sorry, it's still.
It's Einbert, a.k.a. Josh from Honolulu. How's it going, guys?
Hi, Josh from Honolulu.
Josh from Honolulu.
How's our volume?
Honolulu Josh.
Yeah, just call me Honolulu Josh. That's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, I work in the tech environment. The other guy was talking about, like, he doesn't want to learn how to code. I can talk about that a little bit because, man, the coding environment, it's not all it cracks up to be. Let me tell you, like, people are working more hours, making less money. Yes, it is obviously much, much better than, like doing a lot of the service jobs or having to work in a restaurant, which I had to do before I completed my degree, and
Right.
It's a huge step up from that. And so because of that, it's like a big stick that they kind of can carry around with them, and like they can ask you to do a lot of different things, work all kinds of overtime, do different things. Software developers, man, they're really interesting because like they really have a high opinion of themselves, but it's really like plumbing more. It's like if people thought of it as just more of like a skill, like plumbing, it would make more sense to people.
Right.
I think these guys like kind of think of themselves as like a magical kind of like sorcerer type of thing. And like I can tell you, as being one of the guys that does it, that's absolutely not the case. Like
Right.
You're connecting the dots, you're connecting the lines. You're like an engineer, you know what I mean? You're building something, and yeah, that is really cool and all. But like also the fact that they're trying to tell every single person who's in a tough financial position learn how to code.
Right.
They're trying to flood the market, right, to drive the wages down further.
Absolutely.
I don't want to discourage people because it is still one of the good degrees as far as like you can still make a decent living with a computer science degree. So I don't want to discourage people from getting it, but just be aware, like that's the future. Like they're going to really be pushing the computer science degree more and more. They're going to be forcing people into the computer science degree, even people that aren't really that interested in it, like the previous caller, because people want to survive and they don't want to be broke all the time. And just because as a last resort type of thing, like people are going to turn to that. And student loan debt is piling up. It's getting huge. The option of getting a college degree that actually explores like philosophy and the humanities and stuff like that is becoming a distant possibility for anybody but basically rich kids, right?
Right.
and that really makes working class people resent the arts, resent the humanities, when really that's kind of like what we need to turn to if we're going to really win or have any chance to win. And also, you were talking about ghost stories, Brett.
Uh-huh.
You know, it makes me think about the ghosts of Libya. You know, that was another intervention that the United States did. We're trying to intervene and take over the government of Venezuela right now. Really bad stuff, and we've seen it play out again and again. And we've seen the results of it again and again with just countries that have just been destroyed completely.
It's the same fucking pretexts. It's the same arguments. It's the same everything. They just do it over and over and over again.
Son of a bitch. You're a true Street Fighter because you got me all revved up to hear a spooky story, and then you reminded me about the fucked up crimes of the United States government. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I just wanted to read off a couple of these things, like the reason why Gaddafi was such a threat, why he had to be destroyed by the United States. Just a few facts, like in Libya, a home was considered a natural human right based on Gaddafi's Green Book principles. Education and medical treatment were all free, something that people in the United States are fighting for right now, actually.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Gaddafi carried out the world's largest irrigation project. It was free to start a farming business. If any Libyan wanted to start a farm, they were given a house, farm, land, and livestock, and seeds, all free of charge.
Wow.
And agriculture is really important, obviously, for socialism, eco-socialism, because we need to be dependent on our local community for our needs. A bursary was given to mothers with newborn babies. When a Libyan woman gave birth, she was given $5,000 for herself and the child.
Damn, I spent $5,000 when I had a child.
Right, you can use that about that time, right?
Yeah, for sure. I needed it. It was going to be my trip to Europe.
Yeah, electricity was free. Cheap petrol. Petrol was as low as 14 cents in U.S. dollars per liter. Gaddafi raised the level of education. Before Gaddafi, only 25% of Libyans were literate. This figure was brought up to 87%, with 25% earning university degrees. Libya had its own state bank, which provided loans to citizens at 0% interest by law, and they had no external debt. And Gaddafi moved to introduce a single African currency linked to gold so he could move his country away from the dollar, away from dependence on the United States.
No fiat.
And that was one of the main things. Yes, the gold dinar, that was one of the main things that the United States had to target him for. And all these things, if you look at this whole list, you can see he was setting an example for the people of the global south. He was setting an example for Africa, South America, the Middle East. The United States couldn't have that.
For sure.
And you can see the clip of Hillary Clinton laughing and saying, you know, we came, we saw it, he died. And Marco Rubio is now tweeting his picture as a way to threaten
oh my fucking God.
the people of Venezuela. Yeah.
I can't.
It's some sick stuff. It's really sick.
I can't let loose my true thoughts on Marco Rubio at this moment because
he's a special kind of bad guy. And yeah, I don't want to take too much of y'all's time up. Thank you guys so much for taking my call. I do have a podcast that I'm trying to start, soundcloud.com/Einbert. And I explore Dianne Feinstein and her history with the Confederate flag. She's a huge fan of the Confederate flag.
Yeah,
by the way, and prosecuted a communist activist for taking down the Confederate flag in San Francisco in 1984. And I talk all about it in my most recent episode. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for taking my call. SoundCloud.com/Einbert.
Like,
and Street Fight all the way for life.
Peace.
Great episode of The Dollop on Dianne Feinstein.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
I will listen to that. I always like to go. I was going to share some and I didn't get a chance to, but there's Jello Biafra from Dead Kennedys. There's a bunch of clips of him when he was like going off and railing against her.
Somebody posted, I forget. It was someone, I know someone notable, and then someone replied to, they were talking about Dianne Feinstein, and it was a clip of a Dead Kennedy show from like 1985, and he was like, and this is dedicated to Dianne Banker Buttlicker Feinstein.
Yeah, it's the best.
It was great, yeah.
He like ran, yeah, there's some videos of him like outside of her house and shit too. I suggest you type that into your YouTubes.
I love Jello. He is perpetually on one.
Yep.
He's kind of a line stepper.
For it. Yep.
He maybe cranked it up to 11 one too many times, but I love that guy.
I agree.
He's great.
Yeah, I love all the old stuff too. It's like so fucking good. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to?
Hey, what's up? From Arizona.
Who from Arizona?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name? What's your name again? Skeleton?
Doot, Mr. Skeletal?
Oh, wait,
Hello?
did this drop? Did your phone go out, dude? No? It's a skeleton.
Turn off my bed.
Oh, did you do some sort of magical spell to bring the flesh back to your bones?
So who is this from Arizona?
It's a skeleton. It's a spirit. Fucking ghost got me. This is the ghost of the CIA.
Right.
So cutting into our calls.
Am I talking into the phone or am I talking into the Yeti mic?
Both.
Okay.
Talk over the mic into the phone.
Okay.
Talk at the mic and then do the kind of mathematicals to hit that mic.
So I don't want to holler to reach the phone because when you try and post
you can
this
holler.
later,
You got it.
It's picking up on the mic.
Your voice.
Okay.
You gotta step it up.
Hello.
Brian is usually shouting. The mic cuts out when Brian talks.
Hello.
Hey, skeleton man.
Am I back? Am I ready?
Yeah,
you're back.
Are you here? What did you do to get back? Did you have to unlock the secret of a scarab beetle necklace or anything?
Read from the Book of the Dead. I just watched The Mummy.
I had my crap tooth headset connected, but I just turned that off and put the phone to my ear like it's the 90s.
Oh,
Okay.
what the fuck, dude? Yeah, the Grody. That phone. Who knows where that phone's
Hey,
been?
Grandpa. Nice to talk to you tonight.
How's your night going?
It's good. Sipping on some kratom, cleaning my apartment.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah, that's great. See, it inspires the best behavior in people, except for in Florida.
Yeah.
How's your night going?
I wanted to talk about when a group of cop really scared.
What was that?
A group of who? Sorry.
There was the day of action for against the wall on Wednesday, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And we were marching through a tunnel.
Okay.
And basically surrounded a box cop while chanting "Quit your."
You're coming in. Are you calling on like a VoIP or something?
Yeah, you're breaking up.
That's not helping. I don't know, man. I feel like the spirit is taking this guy into the void. Are you calling him VoIP or something? People say VoIP now, which makes me uncomfortable. I feel like VIOP sounds like fucking legit.
I got a cell phone.
This is a cell phone?
Yeah.
Man, you get the upgrade, man. You need to get that upgrade.
Hey, fuckhead.
Yeah, it's not coming in, man. I'm sorry to do that to you. I'm just not going to fuck around with it anymore, to be honest. I got to make a decision. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good
appreciate
night.
it. Sorry. Got to be rude, too, tonight. Hate to do it, but it's the House of Pain. And we're taking your calls. We got a few people in the queue. I think we got enough to do. Talk it up, right? Street fight. Sunday night. Feeling high as a kite. But all right. Thanks for calling in. How can I help you?
Hey, is this me?
Yeah, it is.
Is it you? I mean, only
Whoa,
you can answer that
crazy.
question.
Yeah, you're here. Thanks, man. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, hi. My name's Mina. I'm from College Station, Texas.
And, okay, I think I spent some time there.
Are you an Aggie?
I am. Yeah, it's great. It's great to see all of the core dudes marching around in their literal brown shirts with their shiny boots and shit. It's awful.
Oh God! Wow.
Yeah, it's real bad.
So what's the? I mean, when did it start, or when? I mean, what has caused like is it a recent eruption? Has it been a steady increase? What's the scene report? What?
No, you explain
it's just like. What's up?
Well, I was just gonna say I have I know about the weird things through liking college football, but obviously you could explain it better than I could. School Brian on the weirdness of
I'm not.
Brian.
Sorry,
I'm not
Brett.
big on like the football, but like just like the core of cadets here are so like batshit insane. Just like these people who pretend to be in the military and very vocally like anti-left and shit. Just like so many like dudes in these weird pseudo military uniforms with like laptop stickers that are like "Call me Safari" and shit like that.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
That fucking sucks. Yeah, when I lived in Texas briefly, in Dallas, my bosses were that way. Like, they would go on a rant against vegetarianism to me, but be like, "I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm just going to cuss out vegetarians. But I think you're okay. I'm going to keep cussing them out and coming up with shit." And it's like, all right, guy, I get it. Like, but you're not going to fucking, you're not going to get me. But it's like, just cool it, right? Keep it to yourself. They're just in each other's, like, they are too much in our space, and they are too into fucking with our shit. The same way that, like, we're talking about with the Venezuela stuff. That type of attitude just results in them fucking with other people. And it sucks. I don't know why I'm saying that.
But yeah, those guys wear uniforms and they march around and stuff,
and
right?
And just like try to intimidate people? Just say like the left is, gonna die? Whatever.
Well, it's like that Corps cadet shit where it's like, oh, I went to the Army because I wanted to, learn discipline, and I wanted to have a dude in a shitty buzz cut yell at me for hours and hours.
Oh, yeah, I want to learn how to shine shoes and shit.
I think it's like a career thing. Like some of them go into the military after that, but
right.
For the most part, it's a bunch of chuds.
Just dress up
exactly the same, and they get to wear their spurs and just kind of march around and do whatever.
See, but have you ever seen that documentary Paris is Burning?
I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
No, but my friend has. I've been wanting to see that.
Everybody should watch it. All right, it's from like 20 years ago. It's all about these balls that happen in New York City. But what I thought was interesting, I knew about some of it, but there is a military category where they get full legit uniforms on and do like parade marches and complete routines at these like, completely underground LGBTQ events. And it's amazing because maybe if we could somehow synergize everybody having a stage to go and do their little thing that makes them happy, we could alleviate some of the pressure that these people have to, that eventually leads them to like killing us, Like there needs to, they just
give them a better fucking outlet.
Right. There needs to be a place for them to go and pretend to be military guys and then, go and do something else. But, just give them fake weapons or something. And I don't know, like the soldier vibe is just so fucked up.
Like their little ceremonial swords and shit.
Well, because when I think about like my view of the world, and I think that for most of us, it isn't like I don't want to be hacking people's fucking heads off. But would you mind if we did like free healthcare, or are you going to start murdering all of us? Like, what the fuck is that about? Do you mind if we? I'm sorry, but like us over here want to, live in a less like church-based society or strictly related to the Bible. We want to have be pro-choice or something. Could you not kill us if we do that? Maybe not kill us for our beliefs, and we won't kill you back, and we don't kill you at all.
Yeah, that's like baseline society. Like, come on, like let's just not kill each other over there.
Come on, yeah.
Which is
that's the most basic
baseline society, which is what we are living in.
But these are
society.
It's just monkey people, man. Shaved apes that might makes right at the end of the day for them, and that's what they see. Everything comes down to is eventually like, well, I guess you could say whatever you want, but then I can shut you up forever with the pull of a trigger. That's the vibes I get from those fuckers. That's what it comes down to. It always is a matter of like I could beat you up. If it's not a gun, it's always I've been threatened to be beat up. I get too smart mouth sometime with somebody about Medicare for all, and definitely get threatened to just have the shit beat out of me. And then it's like, well, I guess this argument's over. We're pals again. You won that argument because you were going to throttle me. Did I drink too much? Did it get too dark?
We just started. we've just started like tabling for this sort of leftist organization, kind of loose collective we've been putting together with like zines and shit, and it's been really cool. But every core person, like core member that's passed us, they shoot us these very either like quizzical or very kind of just angry, confused stares whenever they see our table with our little like anarchist zines and shit. It's very telling. It's very fun.
Yeah, I I don't know. It sucks because the discomfort that a lot of these people are feeling could be like alleviated with they would just get with the program and stop being fucking, so goddamn racist and patriarchal and patriotic.
Sure.
But, I mean, that's the fucking struggle. That's really what I feel like our struggle is. Because other than that, it's like just murder everybody that doesn't believe what we think, which I'm not too into that ever.
Yeah,
either.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm pretty. I don't love that train of thought.
Right. And I mean, none of us are. I mean, and it just sucks because we're being controlled by a very small percentage of people that have access to all of the stuff. And like we're saying, like we were saying earlier in the show, conventional wisdom. The 1% has control of conventional wisdom. The banks are sending down messages to our parents that says, if you want your kid to be successful, they need to do what Chase Bank says to be successful, and fuck, sorry, I got lost there. So you said, so they haven't been aggressive though. They've just been giving you the stink eye.
Yeah, for sure. And it's because the spot we took to table is the exact spot where TPUSA tables on other days, and we covered up all their stickers with like these like trans pride stickers and shit. So that may have been kind of shocking to them to see that their sort of safe haven, their safe space was taken over by us. But no, I mean, no one's like yelled at us or anything or told us we're going to hell for like being socialists or whatever.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's a fucking matter of time,
Well, yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, that does, I understand it's hard because you have to move forward in that everybody is really fucking scared and doesn't want to do conflict, really. And at the end of the day, they don't want to have to deal with the police and with hospital bills, and they're not actually about that life enough to really do something. And you can keep pressing on with your agenda, and you don't have to antagonize or go at those people. You can, still do your thing without paying them any mind and do your work. And, Brian and I, to be honest, we have never had any sort of, this is like a knock on wood situation, but we've never had any sort of like right-wing attention in any sort of regard. And I think that's only because we haven't made a point of like trying to own people online or battling and all of messing with people and shit over that, because
no, for sure, like that shit's like so pointless. Right. We've never tried to like actively antagonize someone about that. It's just it's not a very welcoming space for just like even leftists in general.
Sure.
So we're always kind of on edge about that, but like we never try to start shit with anyone or like come over here and debate us or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, keep doing it's tough to do it, man. It's tough anywhere you try, but just make sure that you don't get too much on your plate and keep your shit together and spend some time doing the good work, but spend some time on yourself too. That's important. I actually
absolutely.
I went to a Food Not Bombs meeting last weekend, and the guy was telling me about the way they do their food pickups, and he's like, generally, I'm only going to contact you for a food pickup if it's nearby, because I feel like if I make you drive across town 45 minutes to go get this stuff, you're not going to be too happy to get my calls anymore, and you're going to burn you out, and it's going to be annoying, and I don't need that, So that was like, I thought that was pretty smart that he said that, but dealing with those fucking people is dealing with the people in those kind of areas that are that, upfront about it is a struggle. So I'm sending all the good vibes I can. I'm going to open up my third eye.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do some shit that will fucking get my pineal gland like fully rocking. And I'm going to send you some extra energy, just a little extra.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're going to and it's not like it's anything, super crazy that we're doing. We're just tabling for zines, but no,
Sure.
I mean, everyone's just going to keep doing their best and trying not to, let shit get to them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about just sort of it's that Joe Dirt mentality.
Is it?
Yeah,
Elaborate.
Keeping on or whatever.
Right,
sure, yeah,
right. Yeah. Okay, for sure. That's what you got to do. Keep that Joe Dirt mentality.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for having me on, y'all. I'm a first-time caller, and I was very scared to be on the air, but thanks for talking to me about this, for sure.
Oh, you did a great job. What was your name?
Nina.
Nina? You know what? I'm going to give you a gift ham. You're going to get a gift ham. If you send me a message, I'm going to send you a gift ham in the mail. It'll be stored in its own juices. This isn't a saline solution ham. Or I can send you a fake ham too. I can send you a coupon for a corn roast, celebration roast.
You should have everyone who calls in tweet a reply to the tweet where you're like, "Hey, we're having a call-in show. Call in." And then cuz I feel like sometimes people say like, "Hey, here's my Twitter." And then maybe it's kind of hard to hear, you don't get the exact spelling. Maybe
at
if you tweet
at me, bro.
Right, at you, and then
bro.
I'll retweet you or something.
At me, MB. At me, MB rolls
fuck
off
yeah.
the tongue pretty good.
You guys are so fucking cool. Can I do it like a quick shout out? Can I do a quick plug before I leave?
Sure,
Absolutely.
get in there. I'm gonna.
Okay, hell yeah. I never want to be a shill, but my friends and I do a podcast called Through the Dream Hole, where people send us their dreams, and then we read them and we talk about them, and we make dumb jokes about them.
That's awesome.
We've been doing it for a year, and we have 40 subscribers, and we would like more people to listen to us.
That's great.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all are fucking awesome. Y'all rock.
Yeah, have a good one. We appreciate it. And seriously, message me, and I'll get you a really firm gift ham with a robust skin with a great color on it.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Damn, you are an angel.
The ham of your dreams.
Y'all.
The ham of your dreams is coming through the mail. Let's see who's on the line next here. How long have we been going? We've been going an hour and a half.
My phone just died.
Halfway
so I don't
through?
know what time it is.
All right, let's do this. We got enough. I think we can make it through this. I think we can do this. Ain't nothing to this. May I ask who this?
Is this me?
Yeah, it is. How's it going, buddy?
Living the dream. How about yourself?
Close, pretty close. I'm kind of at work though, so I can't say I'm all the way there. But it is a little like being in a call center. I have a call queue that I'm trying to get through as well, and I have an antiquated system from 1998 that I have to run the dialer through. But pretty close. Sorry.
Word. Well, I got a quick one. I'm gonna have to go anonymous on this.
That's fine. You have to go Terry.
About how I got laid off.
You got you're gonna be a Terry if you're anonymous, and you got to tell me the spelling of Terry that you use.
I would go TUHREY. Turry.
Turry, yeah. Okay.
Like an East Bay Turry.
Turry.
Name's Turry.
Me and Turry was fighting over an old tar. Right, got it. Okay, Turry, let's hear it.
So I had a job that was understandably seasonal, and I knew that it was going to be seasonal, and I was contracted to work through the beginning of December of 2018, and then I get my schedule every week, and I'm working Monday through Friday and one day on the weekend. I get there on Monday, and before I can even set up my computer and get myself ready to work, the boss sits me down and he's like, "Oh no, just take a seat, take a seat."
Uh-oh.
So I was like, "Oh, okay, let me run to the bathroom real quick." And I was like, "Am I about to get laid off?" So I pulled out my phone and I recorded our entire conversation because I wanted to have some sort of
nice
record of what was going down.
Yeah,
hell
dude.
yes.
Fuck yeah, I love this.
Yeah, so I pull out my phone, I went to the bathroom, I started recording, I came back, and he lets me know that they're going to lay me off from this position. I was hired months prior as a sales manager
and that was in title only. I was at no point given any sort of authority or power. They just wanted me there for the season, and they basically used me. And then
that's why, like, at the insurance
rather than-
company, I was an account manager instead of a customer service representative. I was an account manager. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
See,
but all that was being a customer service rep without managing anything.
Right. I remember what they would make us do when people were like, "I want to speak to your manager." You'd be like, "I am an account manager." Like, you were supposed to say it with like some authority. Like, actually, you're speaking to an account manager right now.
So that was just a way for the higher ups to just not have to deal with any petty shit.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So he let me know that they were going to have to lay me off due to financial reasons, and they were not planning on rehiring the following year. And I asked him, I was like, "Oh, okay. So what happened with like the vision and the plan? When I was brought onto the team back in like March, there was like a lot of excitement and energy and like enthusiasm for this position, and like what didn't go according to plan that I'm getting laid off like 3 weeks ahead of time, and that you're not hiring me back next year." He's like, "Well, it's purely a financial decision. We financially can't justify having you on board anymore."
This
like,
whole thing of...
But what didn't go according to plan, and what didn't happen correctly that I can't be here? And it's purely financial.
You didn't walk into their office and say, "You know what? I love it here so much, I'll work for free." That's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Exactly. They were just looking for, like, a yes man. Like, anytime I went to this guy with any sort of, like, ideas for how to grow the company or market us differently, he just kind of brushed everything aside. He didn't want any new ideas. He just wanted me to tell him that his ideas were great. But because I was contracted through December and they terminated my contract early, I was laid off rather than just, like, work ending. And now I am able to collect unemployment and also have a job delivering pizza for cash under the table. So instead of paying me for 3 more weeks of employment, they're paying me for 6 months of unemployment.
Well,
Very
that's good.
cool.
Yeah, that fucking kicks ass.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. So I've been enjoying that and sort of looking for another job, but not looking super hard because I've got 6 months and I do have I got enough to get my bills paid and things aren't terrible. So
Man,
I
I'm
spent
telling
like the last month not smoking any weed so that when I do find a job, I can just get it right away.
Yeah.
But that saved some money as well. And yeah, that's where I'm at now.
That's great.
That's just what I wanted to call in and share my story. So real quick one. Thanks very much for having me. You guys are great. Shout out to my boy Ryan. He got me into the show. And
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, that's it. That's my story. That's my tale.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Yeah, 6 months off is fucking nice, dude. I mean, like, I remember there was a period when I got fired from the warehouse, and I watched all of Battlestar Galactica, and, like, I caught up with the whole thing, like, as it was wrapping up, and I was so fucking moved by it. It was, like, the most incredible thing in my life because I was at such a down point, but it was like the biggest escape ever was just watching that show.
Right, yeah.
And going on, like, forums and talking about all the episodes and shit. That and, like, Lost. But, like, when I, this was, like, I having that time when you get the unemployment, a little bit of padding is fucking nice.
Yeah, I mean, really good television or really good movies. You can really kind of, like, I'm not the guy that just lost his job. Like, I'm actually I'm a space guy.
Yeah.
I'm an astronaut.
Right.
I'm
really
through the galaxies.
I'm enraptured in this. Well, let's see. I got another call here. I think we're going to take a break. Do we have to break capabilities tonight? Can we do breaks?
I mean, yeah. What are you trying to do?
Trying to take a minute to step away to get some water, take a breath, and reorient my chakras and shit. Yeah. Okay. So we do that. Well, let's get this last call. Let's get one more call in. Let's see who we got on the line here. Thank you for calling Street Fight. Are you doing all right tonight? Oh, no. Where you at? Get in there.
Hello?
Thanks for calling. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Who is this?
Hey, it's Brian.
Brian who?
Brian Quinby at Street Fight Radio.
Oh, really? What are you doing? I thought you were at a concert.
I am at a concert. I'm standing outside smoking a cigarette.
Oh, shit. Who's playing?
You told me
Black Lips just finished, and it was very good.
You didn't say anything about Cherry Glazer. Brett told that to me.
They played at 6 o'clock. They were playing when I got here.
They're great too. I like them a lot.
Yeah, they're good. Deerhoof is good too, and that Japanese band that I can't say the name of is really good.
Ooh, Deerhoof was there too? Wow, I really missed out on that one.
Where are you at? Where's the spot?
Yeah.
It's at Bluestone, right?
I'm at the Bluestone. It's like a big church.
Yeah, they do those like
thin people at this concert. Everybody's thinner than me.
Oh, you're the big man on campus?
Not only that, I'm the only guy without hair, I think. That's the thing that's really got me tonight is that, like, I looked over, I looked up at the stage when the Black Lips were playing, and I was like, this is why I'm not a rock star. Because they all had, like, so much hair, dude.
Yeah, that is how. We need to get you some real tree to wear to when you go to events like that. Can you get, like, a real tree sweatsuit?
The last time, yeah, people would be intimidated, though.
Yeah, you would just be able to walk anywhere you want.
Hey, fair warning, Brian. I glanced at the Twitch stream, and 100% of the comments regarding me tonight were about my big, stupid hair, so... Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. You just...
Well, hey, that's what you get for having hair on the stream.
Hey, I mean, just, you know, maybe people might come to expect a certain...
We're going to get Brian, we're going to get a wig budget.
Well,
we're going to have, eventually we'll have a wig budget, and Brian's going to get a really luxurious wig that looks professional, like the type of shit that, like, Ray Liotta gets.
I'll give you my hair, and I'll wear the Blue Jackets hat.
That's how we get more famous, right? Like, we just get me a bunch of hair. And people will be like, these guys mean business.
I need a hairline rehab. I want mine to get, like, right above my eyebrows.
Like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer gets the hair drug, and then, like, one day after he has hair, he becomes the vice president of the power plant.
For sure.
That's
all it takes to get to the top.
Every radio guy that I listened to got like Howard Stern has hair plugs.
Howard Stern, famous.
Anthony from Opie and Anthony have hair plugs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once the Patreon gets to a certain point, there's probably going to come a time where I feel like I have to do something for the good of the show.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. I'm glad we can. This is way more likely than an eyebrow piercing.
I mean, like that surgery, like going for that surgery. Like, I know Howard Stern, he didn't say what he did, but Anthony from Opie and Anthony was like, I'm going to get hair plugs. And I was like, that's pathetic, though. You shouldn't do, like...
Yeah, I mean...
Don't say you're doing it. Do like a wrestler, man. Oh, I always had this long hair.
Be like LeBron. Don't address it. Just show up one year with more hair.
It happens.
Yeah, he's crazy. He should shave, though. Once you start having to, like, do special things to your headband to have it at your hairline, that's when you got to be like, okay, I'm just going to shave the head.
Well, I mean, the hat is a great substitute for hair as well. I mean, I love hats. I'm just addicted to them.
So, Thursday is this week, right, Brian?
Thursday is happening this Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday?
And Thursday.
I'm seeing...
Plug that show. Make it a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Are they coming here, or are you guys gonna like interview them somewhere? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got the response. I have talked to Jeff. He's gonna come on the show. I think we're probably gonna go to him. I don't know where they're at, but at some point you're gonna get a street fight with Jeff Rickley from Thursday, this week.
Great band.
Yeah, the best. I'm
90% sure we're doing just a regular show, right?
Yeah, I want to just. I mean, I want to get a little bit of stuff in there. But I feel like we should just do a regular street fight show. Just talk shit about an article with him.
I want Brett to cry.
I might cry if I have to. Yeah.
Hey, Thursday they have some really emotional stuff.
I know, man.
I was just telling Katie how crazy it is. You meet those guys and they're all so cool. Like, you feel like you shouldn't even be in the same room with them. They have like extra dangly stuff from their shirts and like jean jackets and stuff.
I fucking love those guys.
Yeah, I am. It's a huge deal for me. I'm not trying to be a fan, too big of a fan about it, but it's one of those great moments where I remember listening to them as I was working at this clothing resale shop, and people just being like, "I don't fucking get this, man," and I'm like, "This is like my life. This is what everything to me right now."
At first, I did not like them at first, like 2004-ish.
Yeah.
Whenever I first heard about them, like I was super into like the Blood Brothers.
Okay.
And like Nirvana, because I've always been into them, and then like the Fall of Troy and stuff. And these guys are like, it's okay, but I really wish that they were like louder and they hollered more. But now it's like, man, I love those guys.
Yeah, they do a great job. I can't believe we get to see the whole album all the way through.
I was thinking about it. It's one of the loudest bands I listen to now. The guy fucking screams. Nobody does that in anything I listen to anymore. I'm kind of excited to just stand in that pit and scream the whole time.
Oh, I know. So much tactical screaming going on.
Like knowing, like it's so cool. I really think that like if you're like a band that's been around for a long time, you should just play whole albums because that's like the coolest gimmick ever, man.
No, it's great.
And the fact that we're going to go through the first 2 albums is so cool.
That's awesome.
I used to have, when I worked at Discover Card, when I worked at the call center, I had a Thursday quote in my signature. My office signature had a Thursday quote in it. It was from War All the Time.
Like CEO with that kind of thing.
Man, you remember like message board signatures and
for
like,
sure
aim away messages
man.
and stuff?
You
Hell
pay
yeah.
people to make one with you as Sonic the Hedgehog.
War All the Time. That was the first one that I listened to.
Oh yeah. I was before that.
All right, guys, I'm going to go watch Ty Segall.
Go get in there.
Nice.
Yeah, go see Ty Segall. He's great.
I love you guys.
Have a
good night.
Show those damn ruffians.
We love you too.
Good night, bud.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Peace in the Middle East, right?
And everywhere.
And pretty much everywhere else.
Peace everywhere. Except for the fucking pit.
Except for in the pit. Oh, man, it's only 3 more people in the queue right now. Should we go for it or we should take a break?
You know, you mentioned break, and I kind of started to have that in my heart. Like,
okay, let's take a break. 3 people in the room. You're gonna have to wait like 6 minutes while we take a break. Can we do that? You just gonna go to silent, or can I play music?
I think maybe if you come over here and play the music on this computer somehow or another. Would be
Okay, play the music on that computer.
Is there somewhere where I could plug my phone in?
have your stuff set up over here.
You have an iPhone.
I feel like we should just take the call. We can't do the break. We can't do any music.
Okay.
To keep them busy. What's that? Can you vamp, Josh?
Vamp?
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna. Yeah, I mean, sure.
Can you talk shit?
Well, I mean, like that's not a break for.
For just a second, I have to go over here and try to get music to play.
No, sure. Yeah. So, in high school, in the 9th grade, the very first girl that I was sort of involved with, my first teenage crush, we exchanged albums, and I gave her "Burn Piano Island Burn" by the Blood Brothers.
That's a great choice.
And she gave me "War All the Time" by Thursday. And she didn't like "Burn Piano Island Burn" because it was too weird and too screamy. And those guys are kind of an acquired taste. And then I didn't like "War All the Time" because it was not like, it wasn't heavy enough for me. It wasn't loud enough. But now I've grown up. I've matured. And I really love those guys.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Blood Brothers were an incredible concert. I saw them at downtown at this place called Little Brothers. And they while they were playing, they were reading, what's that lady's name? They were reading portions of a novel from a Danielle Steele novel. Really? They would like read a page out of this Danielle Steele novel and rip it out and then throw it and then just start being like do 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 and just start fucking playing You know, all the riffs that you love.
I love them just as much as I did when I was in the 9th
I still
grade.
get into it.
I've never outgrown them. Like those fucking, when the one guy shrieks and the one guy hollers, it's just like, God damn, that stuff rocks. I love it.
On my when I work on my bikes, I always that's my solitude. I feel like that's me being my most like sitcom dad is like in the garage listening to all the music that I loved when I was a kid.
The guy is that the one has like he's kind of lower, but then the other one, I think Billy, he has that like it's almost feminine, that fucking shriek.
Yeah.
Like that shrill, like a microphone feedback.
For sure.
It's great.
Yeah. Let's take a break. Okay, let's take a break. Fuck it. Hey, if you actually let me say this. If you're watching right now and you want to jump in, we'll go extra hours. The number to dial is 614-655-3887. You can enjoy this music here. I'll tell you who it is when we come back. You ready to hit that, Jason? Yeah. Okay, we are going to hit that soon. Brian is the ghost in the machine. It's so true. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being here. Street Fight Radio, taking your calls all night long. Extra hours in here. It's the House of Pain. So we'll go longer than 3 hours. Fuck it. Call in 614-655-3887. Let me know your latest trip report. Let me know what you think about the Bilderberg Group. Give me your thoughts on World Trade Center Tower 7. We are taking your calls at 614-655-3887. It's the same number every single week. We do it Sunday nights in the 9 o'clock hour Eastern Standard Time. We will be here next Sunday as well. I know we've been having events going on, but Brian will be back next Sunday. We'll be here for a call-in show next Sunday as well, so write that number down. If you want to get involved with the chat, head over to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. You can talk some shit. This is Sinister. The music here, once again, was Sinister Realities by Cellphone. You can find them at cellphone100.bandcamp.com. And if you're a Street Fighter and you make music, we'd love to share your stuff. You know, fuck the streaming services and all the bullshit, big name shit. We're about DIY around here, so Bandcamp shit, whatever you got, send it to us. I need something that can play for like 10 minutes, though. So if you got one hot song and you send me a WAV file of it, you're not going to make it on the show. I need like a solid 10 minutes to throw in while I go drain the lizard. So let's see who's on the phone here. Thanks for calling Street Fight. You ready to get rowdy tonight?
Hell yeah, I am.
Perfect. Thanks for calling, man. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. It's Nick from Wisconsin.
Hi, Nick from Wisconsin.
Getting... What's that?
I said, hi, Nick from Wisconsin. How is our volume?
I think you just cut out a little bit there in like a mid-sentence, but it's all good now. Yeah, we're currently getting slammed by a snowstorm right now. I don't know if it's going to hit you guys.
You're used to it, right?
Like, what's that?
Are you used to it?
Kinda.
You from around there, or are you a transplant?
Oh yeah, I've lived here pretty much all my life.
And you're still not used to it?
Like, oh, I'm used to it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a pretty rough winter.
I'm with you, dude.
Compared to the other ones.
Yeah, I agree, actually, man. I had to admit today that, like, my seasonal affective disorder has finally taken hold and got the best of me because I've had 2 sinus infections. The weather's been awful. It's been rainy, icy, freezing. The wind out today was incredible. I went and ran outside today in these, like, it was so cold outside. And it's so hard to make it through this shit. I mean, even last year around March and April, I was saying to my wife, like, I have to have a plan next year. And I wanted to get involved with like a gym or some sort of activity that would get me out of the house. And we've been going to the YMCA to swim, and I've been working out more. But like the sickness and the like snow days, my daughter hasn't gone to school for like a whole week. And it's just like throws everything off balance. And it's just totally consumed me finally. And I've been a shithead recently. It fucked me up.
Yeah, I know. I've had a lot, and yeah, there's been a lot of coworkers at where I work that have been like, we've been running on like skeleton crew for like the last week because people just keep getting sick. It really sucks. But
yeah,
of course, like management won't really step down and help out with anything. They just, stay in their air-conditioned offices while we get to freeze and all that other shit. So
that sucks.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Hey, you know what? Nuts to them. That's what I say.
You got them.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it. Hope things warm up.
So what's going on in Wisconsin?
So, well, there was a 100-car pileup on an interstate, and one person was killed in it.
Oh, that's not neat.
So it was really bad.
Yeah.
And I think they said Oh, go ahead.
No, I would say that's tough. I mean, you got to persevere. You're going to make it through this winter. It's going to happen soon. I feel like we're going to break free.
Yeah. Hopefully at this rate. I mean, like the previous seasons, I wouldn't be surprised if we get hit with like a snowstorm in like May. But, I mean...
It did snow in April here last year.
I think Wisconsin is roughly as far north as North Dakota, and I lived up there for 3 years, and it snowed on Cinco de Mayo all 3 years that I lived up there.
Wow. That is cold.
It's not great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you doing like, have you tried sledding or anything? What about that? Does that do anything for you?
It's way too windy to do like anything outside right now.
Damn.
And like and it sounds like it's supposed to snow like from Tuesday to Saturday. So it's going to get way worse before it gets any better.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get outside somehow and find a reason to be outside, because it makes you go mad when you're like stuck in the house all the time. And you know what for me is really bad now too is like everything costs money, and I'm really conscious about how much we're spending right now. So like I want to get out of the house, but I gotta spend money to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I've got like a friend whose like grandpa has like a barn on a hillside, and like we'll go sledding down there, like snowboarding or whatever.
Tight.
Sometimes.
Great.
So,
I love that.
we try to stay fun with what we got.
Yeah, I started taking my daughter sledding, and it's one of those. I mean, you know, once you see the world through the eyes of a child, like it all makes sense again. You know, it's like this is really fun, and we can do this for free. We just have to walk to the end of the street to the park, and just walk up this hill and go down it. It's the best. I love it. One of my favorite activities. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it, and try to stay warm and keep your eye on the prize, which is March is around the corner.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, thanks. I didn't really have much else other than complaining about my boss and how he's just kind of I don't know, he's kind of a gloater. And like
that's tough.
I was complaining about, like, I got to drive 20 minutes to work, which obviously doesn't help when there's a active snowstorm going out right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, he lives like literally a couple seconds down the road, and he was like, he was saying like, yeah, I only have to spend like such and such on gas every month, and I'm just like, cool. I probably spend more on gas in like a fucking week than you do in a year. And it's like, it's not worth bragging about.
Oh, you don't also live 20 seconds away?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you?
That's a weird flex.
Have you tried living as close to
yeah
your job as he does? I mean, have you even really tried?
Yeah. How much do you want this job? I'm wondering, because it's like the job is happening right here.
I'm kind of questioning your commitment to this place by not living right next door to it.
The job happens here, and like you're supposed to be all about it, and then like you're just 20 minutes away.
I mean, they're paying you thousands of dollars a year.
Yeah, basically, if you're not willing to live in your car, we don't think you're committed enough to the job, you know?
That's how it goes, man. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Peace. Sorry, that guy was kind of an Eeyore.
Bosses.
Let's see who is on the phone here next. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to?
Hey there. How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
This is Daniel out of this is Daniel out of Austin, Texas.
How are things in Austin?
Daniel.
They're all right, man. I wanted to give out a shout out to my friend who does some work for me all in Central Texas. Don't want to give out too much of their personal information, but just they're a good comrade of mine, and have been very helpful throughout all of my radical organizing down here in Central Texas. So I just want to give a quick shout out to them.
Shouts out to that person.
Maybe know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure. I missed all that.
Oh, okay. They're an
Sorry.
editor. Anywho.
Okay.
I got a pretty crazy small tyrant business story I recently just got out of not too long ago, and I used to work at a small hookah lounge, like right next to the UT.
Okay.
And
type.
This dude, I don't know how else to describe him except for like a real life version of what Felix Biederman tries to portray on Chapo.
Okay.
You know, just like a pissed off like Iraq war vet who plays Fortnite all day. And
Sure.
that's literally what he did. He like
Wow.
had us do all the work. Yeah, and he would just play Fortnite constantly. And his whole thing was like, well, I could do all your jobs combined. And like he's like constantly reminded us that he used to have to do that with his brother. And I was like, okay. But he like if anything happened, he would like immediately blame us if we like left the bathroom like even not even close to fucking like like one hair or something on a toilet, and he like fired 2 people.
You know,
God damn.
when I was down,
but
when I was downrange in
and he would
Iraq,
scream at us.
and the bathroom was dirty.
Pardon?
He was saying that.
Sorry, I hope I'm not talking too fast. I guess I talk really fast when I'm high.
No.
I'm blazed to shit right now.
You're fine.
Oh God. Okay, but the craziest thing that happened to my friend, he got hired a little bit after because he quit for a little while, kind of like me, and was convinced to come back because my boss is like really manipulative and like, oh, you're the best worker, but they also scream at you and like it's a whole thing.
That's
yeah, and he, this guy, I guess like he was like, I'm an engineer, I can't come in every day. It's just temporary, but I need to come in 1 day a week. And even though that's like kind of a stretch, he explained like, if you can't handle that, just let me know and I'll go. And my boss, instead of like saying, nah, we can't do that, or yeah, we can do that, but here's how, he instead just like had an emotional reaction that was just unbelievably like high up and fire tempered. Like he just screamed at him, was like, hey man, you know, you not just give a shit, like everyone else is pulling their weight and you want to drop out now. Like he got mad that the dude was basically quitting because we had lost a bunch of people because he screams at people.
Yeah.
And he let a fucking dude who came in all the time and was harassing our only female employee and like just let him back in after he apologized. And she was like, I don't feel safe working here. And he was just like, well, he apologized. Isn't that enough? And it was just fucking nuts. But it came to kind of like a really, really fucking awful point when so they had a spat where like my friend called him a dickhead or whatever behind his back, and my other coworker snitched on him to my boss and told him everything. And my boss is like, all right, when he comes in to pick up his last paycheck, I want to talk to him. And I was like, oh no. So like I hit up my friend like, hey, just letting you know, Mo's pretty pissed. If you want to come in and pick up your paycheck, just try to get in and get out.
That's
fucked
fucked up.
So he comes in. What?
That's so fucked up, man. It's the people that run that type of environment where like
yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm getting frustrated.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking way too fast. My heart's beating a million miles an hour because I'm reliving this shit. And he, like, fuck. He comes down, like, he sleeps he's either on fucking Fortnite or he's upstairs in the hookah lounge where, like, we only open up that for big parties and whatnot. And he's just asleep up there. And, so, Michael comes around and, my other coworker was like, oh, we can't find your last paycheck. It's not with all the others because we just got the paycheck. That's why he was in. He asked Mo, can I come by 3 hours prior, right?
Mm-mm.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said his name. Fuck. So
we can edit it out.
What?
I can edit it out.
Okay, cool. But this dude, like, he apparently took my friend's paycheck and hid it from all the other ones, and he like personally kept it upstairs with him while he was sleeping, right?
So that he could confront the guy.
Mo, hey, where is my friend's paycheck? And he's like, I'll be down in 2 seconds. And I was like, weird. Okay.
I have to wait until class is over because I'm in the 8th fucking grade. Because that's how young you'd have to be to do some shit like this. I'm sorry. I keep it. Continue the story. Sorry.
No. I'm so sorry. I'm like I said, a million miles an hour right now.
Your boss is a
like,
goddamn child, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh no. Well, okay. A little bit of background on this guy. Like you would not expect this. So dude was I don't know if he's just one of those like how Felix calls them liar cousin guys. Because he definitely lied all the time about like who he could have fucked and all this kind of shit. But he told me that he was born in Iraq, but his uncle was the head of state security for the King of Jordan, a U.S. ally, right? And so when he joined the Marines, he had like sort of a diplomatic kind of connection in the military, right? Does that make sense?
Sure. I mean, I guess in like movie logic.
I don't think that that's a thing, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I think he's definitely fucking lying. But he like showed me like he like showed me his great uncle or whatever, or his uncle when like they came to the hookah bar. But I just whatever. All I knew for sure was that he was in the military and he like invaded his own hometown in Iraq, which is just like mind fucking boggling. I don't know. He constantly went on about like how he hated like extremist Muslims, even though he was a Muslim, and like he also like went on about how like he like hated like thugs and criminals and all this kind of shit, and he constantly like buddy up with the West Campus cops, which were like notorious for repressing student activism. So it was extremely uncomfortable whenever he would like constantly have the cops over for free hookahs or anything like that, right?
Sure.
And like I was just like, fuck, like these dudes might recognize me because like I've done some stuff. Like it's Austin's a big town, but like it's the same fucking kinds of people that show up at UT and show up in riot gear every single time. Like there's a running joke with one of them because he's so fucking stupid and he specifically tries to intimidate. Anywho, so like these cops are showing up, right, and all the time. So right to the situation where my friend's coming in to pick up his last paycheck, this dude fucking plots this whole thing where he comes downstairs and like I have no idea what's going on. He comes downstairs and says like, yes, I'd like to report an individual. He's a 20-something, 5-foot-something Mexican-American male, blah, 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 blah. He has been threatening me, all this shit, and I was just like in shock.
So,
and
wait, he called who?
I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Your boss called the cops?
Apparently
he called the
cops?
cops?
The fucking cops that were his friends in West Campus.
Oh my
God. They knew, even though he wasn't telling the truth, they wouldn't have ever looked into it. Because like they're friends. Like they're actually best friends. Like they go to each other's weddings and shit. It's nuts.
This is the cops' customer service for your life.
What?
This is somebody using the cops' customer service for their life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're buddy. So like he apparently every single time he's gotten to a fist fight with someone who like was like what he says is like trying to rob a store or like trying to rob someone or like trying to like go after a person, like whatever.
How many times does that happen?
Like, he has Pardon?
How many times can that possibly happen in one person's life?
I don't know, man. I mean, he showed me videos and stuff, and like, I think he might. I don't know if he had PTSD because like he didn't sleep ever, and he constantly like was retelling his war stories and like constantly playing fighting games and like always about violence and being aggro and all this kind of stuff and like.
Wow.
I didn't know what to do. Like I come from kind of an abusive household. So like, especially like with my dad, like I like older buff men, I can't really like, I kind of like go into a shell. Like I just don't, I become like very, very passive and it's really frustrating. I've been trying to work on it, but like, just having him there and like constantly radiate that, like I was just constantly like I would not say anything, I wouldn't talk back, I wouldn't do anything, and I regret that. But like
sure,
this one scenario,
well,
like it all happened so fast. Like he called the police, my friend's outside, I can't talk to him because I have to be at the front counter. the police show up. They start harassing him and saying that he has a restraining order on this on the property. And it like what the thing about this is that the Jordanian family that my boss is associated with also owns a bunch of businesses in Central Texas.
Okay.
So he's not allowed to go to any of those businesses now, and he might have something on his record. And he's a student at UT, so it's going to be brought up with his dean.
When did this happen?
About 6 months ago.
God damn. That's awful.
Can I get an anarchist perspective on this? Because, like, I've been talking to my Maoist comrades, and, like, I'll be honest, y'all, like, I'm an anarchist, but, like, I've been leaning really fucking hard into Maoism because, like, I need something, I'll be frank, I need something violent and fast against these fuckers. Like, they are weaponizing the bourgeois institutions that they have in like, a crazy accelerationist scale, and I don't know what else to do.
I mean, the type of environment that, we had something that just happened recently here in Ohio, where the Sonics in 3 like little remote towns, Lancaster, I can't remember, the Circleville, and one other place, all of the crews ended up putting a sign up on the doors that said, because of the recent changes with Sonic, franchisee ownership in the agreement, we're fucking leaving, and they all quit altogether. And I mean, I think I would like to see more stuff like that. Like Brian and I always say, there's more shitty jobs out there. But I mean, that guy's one behavior is really hard to get a handle on because, people do respect respect that valor and think that that's somebody that gets shit done. But you're right. It's a really toxic and unacceptable and the shit that we don't need any more of in the world.
I mean, I hope your boss wakes up in the morning and he can't poop. Like, I hope he gets like constipated. But like, I don't want to say that like I wish all bosses would get like torn to pieces in an angry mob. Like I don't know, like that sucks so bad. I'm real sorry.
Yeah, that's shitty. That's really bad. I just would not work there anymore. Make a scene of it. Tell them they're shit to their face. I mean, that's all I've ever done. I also am comfortable with a high level of dysfunction. I've sat through some real like shit that would make everybody gulp. I certainly did too. But at the same time, when I had a chance, you kind of tell them you're a fucking piece of shit and nobody respects you around here. And, I think you're an indecent human or whatever's on your mind. I mean, it is great to kind of get that out there. I don't know how much more violent you want to get than that.
Your boss is the fucking worst.
I talked to the guy that got involved, like the whole cops got involved with my friend. And he, like, it was trying to do something with a lawsuit, so I don't know what the legal parameters of that are, but like, I've talked to my local chapter of my Maoist comrades about staging some sort of like mass demo, but like the thing that I got back from some of my Maoist comrades was that well, 2 things. One, a lot of people just got like a bunch of fucking arrests. It's been really rough. Like, one of my friends has like several decades in probation, and like they had to fucking like leave and go back home to another part of Texas, and like they were like, look, we're fighting pretty hard on like the gentrification issue here in East Austin, and we just like I've completely like they dismantled their student organization. Because like they had gotten way too much like shit from MAGA chuds and also the like the administration.
Right.
And the local like campus police that my boss is friends with have been especially merciless to leftist groups. They had a no mask policy that they just passed, where like anyone who's like even seen covering their face for like a moment is like that's immediate subject to arrest.
Wow.
And yeah, so like we have been trying to plan something, but like I don't know like what to do about it because like he's trying to do the whole legal angle. I'm trying to do the whole like let's actually try to use this as an example for how we can like like why capitalism is bad and why we need to overthrow it and how we can't do it.
Yeah, can you?
But like he's not convinced. Like he's just a liberal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you in any of the like Facebook groups or Discord or anything like that?
Facebook groups?
Yeah, for Street Fight or like the Discord for Street Fight.
Oh no, I deleted all my social media, man. That shit was a shit show.
Okay, understandable. Well,
no, I just like I got involved in some weird shit. Like I'm not going back.
Sure. Do you have an email?
I got an email. I also got Signal. Do you know it's like an encrypted service?
Yeah, I know Signal.
And I also have that encrypted email. I think it's hang on, let me look. It's like a Proton Mail. I got Proton Mail too.
Would you want to give that out and let people that would be interested in organizing that with you or helping out? You know, some people might be able to help you in some sort of regard. I mean, that usually happens if you put it out there in the group.
Absolutely. I mean, like so like in San Marcos, I've seen like a lot more anarchists, and just like more big tent umbrella stuff. Now that I go to school there, but like in Austin, there was a huge fucking divide between like the Maoists and the anarchists there because like the anarchists like kept infighting a shit ton. To the point where like all the anarchists just started to splinter and no longer be associated with anything.
Really, that's surprising.
Except for like a couple of like study group places.
That
and then like the
so
Maoists
rarely
had
with
to
leftist
like
groups.
disassemble parts. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that's surprising. It happens so rarely with groups of leftists, the infighting and the splitting up. It almost never happens.
Yeah. Like there's just some weird like. I want to phrase this delicately. Like I strictly mean neoliberal, very neoliberal style identity politics that got incorporated into a lot of the discussion. Where it was like, for instance, like there was a whole thing of like command of leadership that happened within the anarchist org, which is really weird because like the first 5 founding members or whatever decided that they get to have like a super vote over everyone. And like there was several situations where like a trans friend of mine was like, hey, what the fuck, that's not okay. And they were like, well, you can't, like, you shouldn't be trying to talk to me as X person, right? And it was just like, okay, well, you are like doing something that's like putting us in detriment, or like like a lot of it had to do with like not wanting to organize with Maoists because they were like a larger group. And like they would just call the shots, and like other people would be like, "Hey, we disagree." And it's like, "Well, from my perspective, you don't understand how it is." And it's like, "Well, this is affecting all of us." So it was just this whole fuck up, and like everyone just started to get into these personal kind of attacks, and like it no longer was about like, are we going to organize with the Maoists or not? And like the Maoists came out and were like, "Why are you rejecting theory?" And they were like, "Oh, well, we just don't want to have propaganda thrown our way," and it was just like really hostile and like not very good, and like it caused a huge fissure because other people were like, why can't we organize with these people? We have all the same tactics and goals. So what if they want to show up? Like there's no harm in reading literature.
Yeah.
And like,
I think
it got to a point.
I'm sorry. Yeah, with all things involved with that, I mean, you have to just follow your passion and where you're going with it, and see who is up for carrying that burden with you, and let the other people go to the side, and they can, maybe their hearts are in the right place, but they're not going to help this time or whatever it is. But just you need to move towards what feels right for you and see who's willing to help out in that cause. Yeah.
And I mean, like, all of that infighting, that's kind of like the shitty boss that was the subject of this call to begin with. Like, you know what? Those people benefit from all of that sort of bickering. So, I don't know, like, I think very big picture, 10,000 foot view, you guys are on the side of, you guys are on the same side as far as, I don't know. There are shitty bosses that get away with everything, and then there's everyone else, and I feel like those.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was on that. I was on that side, and that's why I didn't get along with the more like sectarian anarchists, and like that's why we can't really form anything that isn't like specifically with one group. Like if you want to do anything, you go towards the specific communist group, Defender Hoods, in on the east side of Boston, but they mostly focus on gentrification. So you have student issues, you have issues in other parts of Boston, like in the the satellite areas, like uptown, like Round Rock or anything like that. Like there's not much resources. They just don't have enough people to do much because like some people got cases, and the other people just don't want to work in groups, and it's a fucking shit show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's rough out there. Thanks for calling in, though, and sharing with us. I appreciate it.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Get these calls
Absolutely.
in.
Thanks for taking the call.
But yeah, I'm glad
Don't be sorry. You were a great caller.
But no, I'm glad also that you were able to prove that one of the strongman characters from the Chapo Trap House podcast is absolutely a real person, actually in real life.
He's a real fucking dude. He talks like him. He acts like him. He doesn't sleep. He drinks Monsters all the time. Felix Spinnerman all the fucking way. That's a real dude. And
I hope
is a hookah lounge owner.
I hope he wakes up tomorrow and he can't poop and he's uncomfortable about it.
All right. Well, let's get our next one in here. Thanks for calling.
Good
I
night,
appreciate
friend.
it. Have a good one. We got 2 more to go. Sorry to cough into the mic. I know it bothers some people. They're into the sinus infection ASMR stuff. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, guys. How are you?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, this is Mark. I'm calling from Raleigh.
Yeah,
Hi,
cool.
Mark from Raleigh.
North Carolina in the house, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, we're coming soon. We're going to get down there.
Oh, to Raleigh?
Well, somewhere around there. Probably.
All right, well, Georgia's close enough. My parents live down there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's on the way. Somewhere in North Carolina for sure.
Oh, nice. I'll be sure to be there. No, I thought about you guys this morning when an acquaintance of mine in the neighborhood. Well, he's not really. Like our kids go to school together, so I've been to his place a couple of times. He's friendly.
Okay.
He's ordered some stuff from my business, but he invited me to go to a benefit for. He told me a local cop who had gotten injured here at some local bar.
Right.
Today. So he asked me if I wanted to come out. And I told him, going to cop benefits aren't high on my my list of things I want to be doing.
Sure. You were respectful about it, though?
So,
I mean, did you call him a pig or anything?
Sorry.
Well, no, I just said cop. I mean, I think cop is derogatory enough.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
I mean, at least I feel like it. I mean, at least I feel like it should be giving somebody a hint, not to be asking me to come out and hang out with, at that type of a function.
Right.
So
right.
he pressed, and he says it'll be good for your business. And I said, associating with cops, and he said, yeah. And I was like, no, that's okay. I said, I'll take that marketing risk.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's, other decisions I can make with my business. So he's trying to get you in the boys club, right?
What's that?
He's trying to get you in the boys club. Like the good old boys, the regular, Law and Order guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's not a crew I'm comfortable hanging out with. The Blue Lives Matter group.
Yeah, there was in my early days there was a tattoo artist that I used to hang around, and he started hanging around with the Masons and stuff, and there was cops and shit, and then all of a sudden I was like, well, I'm not cool with them, man, because they threw my fucking friends in jail, Like I don't. Right, I mean, I'm always in hysterics thinking about what the cops could take away everything from me, You know, I mean, they could ruin my whole fucking life, and they're doing it all day long to people that I know aren't causing any harm to anybody. You know, they're a tool of oppression and for the state of fucking a government that I don't agree with, that I was just forced to be a part of. Yeah,
exactly. He tells me, I said, look, I said, when you get there, if you don't see, I said, you take a little 3-second video for me and send it to me. If I don't see any Blue Lives Matter or black and white upside down American flags or POW shirts or anything in there, I said I might come over, but then probably not, just to be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's anyway. A bit specific, but yeah. I know, I get what you mean though. I mean, it's pretty gnarly the way that a little bit of critique of the police has turned into them doubling down, where at like Walmart you can get stickers for the back of your car now. You know, they have the shit on demand. You know, everywhere I go now, there's a Blue Lives Matter option available for everything that I look at. You know, if I'm looking for workout gear online, there's a Blue Lives Matter sweat wicking fucking thermal shirt, you know?
It's just such a loud dog whistle, you know? It's not even a dog whistle.
Yeah, I don't know. It's and it comes from a lot of people too that have broken the law so much. That's what me and Brian always go back and forth about, is like, these are guys that I broke into cars with. You know, like guys that we stole from the fucking store like every single day during the summer and did acid all day long. And now all of a sudden they're law and order people that think that everybody needs to be thrown in jail. It's really
to
weird.
Your point, I think a lot of people use those stickers as kind of like a sheriff's, like I donate to the sheriff's fund or whatever, kind of just to keep they think it's going to keep the cops off their backs.
It's the new one. Yeah, there used to be that sticker, the friend of the Fraternal Order of Police sticker you put on the back of your supporter, you know, to try to get you a little bit of leeway with the police. When they pull you over, because what? Because you're going 9 miles over the speed limit and not bothering anybody, you know? When
exactly that's the whole point. And it's not about like targeting a specific kind of person who's like wears a specific kind of shirt. It's a cop. And he tells me, oh, he got shot trying to stop a guy stealing a car. I was like, okay, we could argue that stealing a car is a crime that maybe somebody should be intervening in, but the rest of his time he spends taxing people who can't afford it, you know, like all day long.
Well, and there's the thing too, is like if someone isn't being chased by the fucking police with guns aimed at them, they're at less of a risk to like ram into a bunch of people, and you can kind of wait until they, you know, get to where they're trying to fucking go, you know, and then go swoop the fucking car.
Exactly, like all car chases too. You got his license plate? Okay, we can stop.
Yeah, we'll wait. He'll show up somewhere. You know, like this car will be somewhere. It's just going to get ditched or whatever. You know, it's not a fucking big deal. It's another fucking vehicle. They just made 100 billion more of them this year. You know, we're not running out of fucking cars. We don't need to be killing people just because one went fucking missing. You know, I mean, they just they make them like fucking toys. They just like it's a factory line. They fucking pump them out every year. We have new ones, so it's easy to replace the goddamn thing. And now we're paying people to chase them down and murder people, getting like a fucking gun battle. Even that, like, you know, I'll fucking, you know, say like why would I want a cop to go get in a gun battle over a fucking a Ford Focus, right? $9,000 worth of scrap
over anything,
right. Right, I mean,
over
like,
what?
It's no point. This guy, gal, non-binary pal, stealing this car needs to fucking ride somewhere, and they're going to take it, and then you go pick it up, and end of story. You know, we don't need. It's
exactly.
Like, it's fucking absurd, and it's just not beneficial, and the whole lens of it, and that's what kind of sucks is the Blue Lives Matter is that like just hard fist. It's that like double down on the anger and the hatred and the punishment. You know, like double the whoopings.
It's bootlicking. It's bootlicking. It's falling in line. It's bowing to authority. You know, and it just makes my skin crawl. I can't imagine hanging out with a bunch of guys like pretending I'm enjoying having a beer with that crew. Anyway,
so
guys,
you think that sales are going to dry up with that guy?
I'm a subscriber.
Oh, cool.
What's that?
You think the sales are going to dry up with that guy? You think you turned him off, or?
It's one guy.
Right.
You know?
Sure, it doesn't make
I
break
don't need
your business.
to be like people always have their nose up their ass of first responders. There's a lot of other groups out there that need love and charity. You know, I can have a discount night for any number of other groups that need it, like public school teachers, Planned Parenthood, etc.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't need cops.
Right. They aren't helping me.
Nope,
they aren't a part
no
of my
freebies.
vision. Right.
No freebies, boys.
All right. Well, thank you for calling, and we appreciate it. We got one more call to go. Have a good night. Thanks for calling in. Street
night.
Fight. All right. Let's get to it. This last call. Somebody at one of the shows, I think it was in Oakland, they brought me a Blue Lives Matter sticker, like car magnet that they had stolen off the back of a car. So it was like they had claimed as their, kind of their trophy. I thought it was pretty funny. I still have it over there. I'm gonna put it in my trophy pile, I think. See how many we can get of those. Let's see who this last caller is. Let's see. I don't want to see this spinning wheel. What goes up?
All right.
Must come. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is me.
Spinning wheel. Yeah, what's going down?
Again, only you can. We can't.
Only
we can't
me.
make that
All right,
determination.
so I
you?
will be brief. 'Cause
Hello.
I got work early in the morning.
Is there anybody out there?
Here's my question for you.
What's up?
Here's my question. Are process servers cops or workers?
I don't know what process servers
The kind of
are.
people who go to a process server is what I do for a living right now. It
Oh.
sucks. It's basically the people who go door to door, telling people they have to show up to court and handing them legal papers.
Are you some kind of
my
sicko
job
that
is
wants to
delivering
be
people
shamed or
terrible news
something?
all day.
So
Are
like
you some sicko that wants to be shamed by me?
So like Rogan in the beginning of Pineapple Express, where
Yes,
he's in the
yes.
disguise and he's like, "Hey, are you Brett
Yeah.
Payne?"
Do you do disguises?
I do not do disguises.
You don't put like a little goatee or nothing? and
Are
pretend
you
to be-
Brett Payne? You've been served. Oh, are you the last caller?
Nah, I figure if people
you've been
recognize me
served.
and want to avoid going to court, that's kind of their job, and not my
tough.
business.
I don't
I'm
know what
not
to
real
say.
lightly most of the time.
I mean, you're not making the jurisdiction against them, but you are like the middle. You're like a middle person to them getting fucked up in the court, right?
Yeah, and it's mostly debt collections. Honestly, for a while, I'm gonna go by Terry because for a while in late December, I couldn't stomach the idea of serving people debt collections during the holidays because everyone's
tough.
struggling.
You
so
know
I
what?
kind of fake it sometimes and just take a pic of their car and leave. But yeah, it's not good.
How old are you?
22.
Okay, understandable. Completely understandable. I was doing the same thing, talking about call centers. I was working at Discover Card, and I was doing collections the whole time. And about a year or two into it, I was so forlorn and beaten down by listening to people that were just struggling so hardcore, and you would have these really raw moments with them, and I'm trying to shake them down for well, I mean, could you promise to pay $10 a month? Something like that. And being forced to get money out of them, even after they talk about these tragic shit that's going on in their lives. I had one kid that I talked to that was my mom opened up this credit card and ran up all this debt, and I haven't seen her, in a decade. And I can't get this off my record. And it's fucking crazy the situations that people are in when they're involved in. You know what? I flamed out of it. Eventually they caught me, because they were we were looking at your phone records and you were sitting on this dial tone for 90 minutes. And I'm like, well, because I really don't want to talk to these people. It's bumming me out to be threatened by people, to hear people cry, sometimes, tell people that there's a credit card that has a whole bunch of hotel rooms and 1-800-Flowers on it, and it's that their partner is cheating on them and putting it on a fucking credit card. Shit like that. You're just talking to people at some of the worst times in their lives. And it's really hard to stomach. And, the folks that do it are completely, cold-blooded sharks. And I washed out of it. I can't imagine you're going to last much longer. But
I'm trying to get a salt job right now. We'll see if I get lucky.
But so I don't disrespect it, man, because you have real world knowledge of what's going on. You have a true understanding of it. It's not like you read about it online or you're theorizing or anything. You're looking at how this world fucking works, and you're seeing what real people go through. And I think that's an important perspective to have, to take as you move on in life. For me, knowing that everybody else was struggling definitely helped to make this show happen, because even before this show happened, I was very much talking to everyone around me about how shitty it was to make this little amount of money and how much it sucked to be collecting debt, and how it was fucked up that Discover Card was, setting these people up basically and giving out credit too easily and snaring people and all this shit. And I got the firsthand knowledge of it. And so it definitely changed me as a person.
The thing that gets it for me is that, it's so surreal, because I know, I'm one or two financial missteps or, maybe losing a job, and, I'm a few weeks away from where they are. It's understandable to the point of making me uncomfortable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. It is right around the corner for most people when you're in that when you're in that pay range. It's instability, and it's where the majority of us are at. And unfortunately, I don't know what it is about people that just want to close their eyes and make their way through it and get their money and not even acknowledge what the rest of us are fucking up to. It's just really so amazing that we can't have a lot of open discussions about how hard it is to get by, in this day and age. We're dealing, with politicians that don't have any sort of understanding or discussions about shit like that,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. 100%. I went to a school in Washington, D.C., to a college I could not afford.
Yeah.
And, America's future ruling class, not great.
Right. And then for me, it's the thing where I had to talk to somebody about private insurance because I'm not going to have it. My wife lost her job, and they were like, February 28th, you don't have insurance anymore. And it's like, well, what about my medical plans? Shit that I was working on, physical therapy and mental therapy. I had a regimen, we had prescriptions and shit, and now it's just gone because my wife isn't working. And it's just preposterous that we just can't even get even get a popular discussion about how necessary it is that this stuff should just be around for all of us, because we would all benefit from it. It's just frustrating to me that we can't find something that benefits us all, that there always has to be a division. I don't know why they insist on not agreeing. There's just a group of people that never want to agree with everybody else,
Yeah, 100%.
But it is you're serving people that maybe are doing well off and voted for Trump or are lifelong Republicans, but are related to and have children that are wrapped up in suffering from the fucking world. From the financial disruption and the plots and the schemes that they sell us and all that stuff. The debt, the never-ending debt cycles and shit. And we still.
Yeah, exactly.
It's I don't know. Just keep moving. I don't think you're a scumbag or anything, and you're not. I don't hold it against you. Trying to find your way in the world. You got to do a lot of different stuff. So you're fine with me.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words. Have a good night, boys.
You too. I appreciate it. Have a great one. All right, that is it. Oh wait, someone else jumped in. You want to do another one, or is it too much?
Let's do it.
Okay, last call. Nobody's calling in again. I want to go to bed. We started at 9:30, right? About? Okay, so we haven't got 3 hours yet. Okay, so I don't want to go really. I said I wasn't going to do that. I said I would go over 3 hours, but now that we're honing in on 3, it's all right, let's get this.
Yeah, is that me?
Hey, that's you. Thanks for calling in. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? This is Brandon calling in from New York.
How are things in New York?
They are
Warmer than they have been. I'm biking home right now. I just came over the Queensboro Bridge. The moon is freaky yellow. It's pretty beautiful.
Sounds
It's
cool.
all right for this shit town
Yeah, I like
to
that.
just do it every once in a while. You know?
Yeah, we're planning on coming to New York. We're planning on coming to New York in April for WrestleMania.
I'd love to go to New York.
Sorry, man, a little choppy there. Can you say that again?
I said we're planning on coming to New York in April for WrestleMania.
Oh, shit, yes. I saw you guys, like, last year when you did the show at Cass Barbadoro and T. That was great.
Oh yeah, we got something even bigger and better this time. And we're also going to do, I think we're going to do the live WrestleMania show with Kath and Rachel.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, they're hilarious.
Yeah,
I never watched wrestling before I started listening to you guys, but I found this place that plays Japanese wrestling, and I go there after my work sometimes, and I just sit there and drink Sapporo, and I can't understand what the fuck is going on, but it's so cool. And the guy who runs the shop, he always comes over and sits with me, and every time he's like, "This is real, though." He's like WWE, that's not real. Japanese wrestling, this is real
for sure.
And I always just got to nod along and tell him like, yeah, that's a hard hit.
Yeah,
he looks hurt.
That's the real deal right there. He really did it to him. That's funny.
God, this moon, it's got like a diagonal flash through it, and it's bright orange.
Wow.
This is really wild.
Maybe some sort of like robot cut it in half with a laser beam or something.
You said it was yellow earlier?
It's like like an almost cheesy yellow.
All right, so we have a blood moon, we have a blue moon. What if we had a what if we had a piss moon?
Is it harvest moon? Or is that just a
That's
we got to add in like a
harvest moon is
like
orange.
a cheese moon.
Piss moon for yellow. That's what I'm going with. Whiz.
Yeah, it's probably a good omen. I think. I don't know a lot about telling the future from the sky, but there's lots of different schools of thought. I'm sure one of them would support this being a good idea, a good omen.
What kind of bike do you ride?
I ride a little Fuji single speed, but you can back pedal on it. It's not a full 6 gear.
Sure.
And I just felt my chain pop out today on 2nd Avenue, and a cab almost killed me.
Okay.
And so I got to take it into the shop. Like,
yeah, be careful
now.
Yeah, for sure.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a weird ride.
Yeah.
There's another cab that almost killed me.
I heard that honk.
Yeah, but let's make sure you keep your eyes on the road here.
Oh yeah. I'm. You're just in one ear.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm safe. But yeah, it's. I'm riding through the back streets of Queens right now, and it's really nice knowing that Amazon fucked off. There's a kind of, I don't know, palpable relief.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. That was extremely cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I agree. I like to hear it. See that. All I think about is who's going to get it next, though. Like, someone still has to get that. Someone's going to deal with it. Who's it going to be? It's like it just goes back on the roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember reading that, like, the whole way they did it, the like structure where cities like bid on the HQ coming to them, they like give Amazon these like super thick dossiers full of all their municipal data, and it was like, for the price of doing it in one place, you get all this like not secret but not like easily collectible information about all these fucking places.
Wow.
And now they've just got like a Rolodex and a detailed profile of where they can go next. So you're right. Yeah, it it is going to be someone else's problem very soon.
Someone
It's
did
not
DM.
already.
Someone DM'd us and said that Columbus wasn't actually that unlikely because they would already implemented some sort of data management or some shit here. Like they already have a foot in the door in some sort of part of Columbus. I don't know about. I have to do some investigative.
In Columbus?
Yeah. I need to do some investigative journalism about it. If you know what they're talking about, send me the info. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Was there anything else we can help you with?
Not really, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. I wanted to send some love. Keep it up.
All right, man. Keep the rubber side down. Thanks for listening to Street Fight.
Yeah. Take it easy, guys.
That is
Bye-bye.
Street Fight Radio, the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. We take your calls every single Sunday night, 9 o'clock p.m. You can give us a call, 614-655-3887. We'll be back next week. Brian will be here to take calls with me. You can come hang out in the chat as always. Do that on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram. Not Instagram. Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Yep.
Yes.
And that's all of them. You can find us on the social medias. We're at Street Fight WCRS on Instagram, Twitter. Also, I've been going live on Instagram. So if you want to get the morning updates, if you're one of those, it's called the time theft. That's my break. The time theft break happens early in the morning while you're at work. Steal away. Don't do your job. Watch and talk to me for 10 minutes on the Instagram live.
Brett's wake up dab.
Yes, that's
Catch
my
that,
first
yes.
dab of the day. It's called time theft, and it's coming to an Instagram live near you and Instagram TV.
Thank you for letting me fill in.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
I love Street Fight. I love anyone who is into Street Fight. I love you all.
Great. Where can we find you on social media?
I am on Twitter as username Joshua.
Okay. What about Instagram?
My shit. I just told him earlier.
Definitely not.
My Instagram name is something stupid.
Okay.
Brett shouted me out.
Yep.
On the Street Fight Instagram story.
I did. You can check the stories.
You check
Get the
out
link.
theirs, you can find me there.
Yep.
But I am on Twitter about 1 billion times more often than I am on Instagram. So.
Also, if you want to support the show, you can do that at patreon.com. It's a website where you sign up for a monthly subscription and you get access to bonus items. For $5 a month, you get a bonus audio stream, an extra RSS feed filled with extra content. Brian and I talking to people that we like or that are interesting. We've got a few in the pipeline. They're going to be great. $3 a month, you get access to the digital copies of our zine. That's exclusive writing and art from Street Fight listeners, and you get the PDF of that version of it for $3. For $5 a month, you get all of that stuff and videos. I have the Los Angeles live video is coming out on Tuesday of next week, and we have a whole bunch of episodes of Undercover Boss, Shark Tanks, Kitchen Nightmares. So if you want to watch all of that content, it's only $5 a month on patreon.com/streetfightradio.
And it's all great. I think the most recent episode was Brian and Dank Metal.
Yes.
That episode was great. You guys have all of the undercover bosses and shit.
Yep.
Absolutely subscribe to Street Fight on Patreon.
Thank you. I appreciate that shout out. We will see you on Wednesday. No, we won't. Sometime this week, we're going to talk to Jeff Rickley from Thursday. He's going to Street Fight with us. I'm going to try to get it a live stream going, but maybe not. You're going to get it as a podcast.
They're seeing Thursday on Wednesday.
We're seeing Thursday on Wednesday and then Thursday on Thursday.
So the usual Wednesday is not going to be on Wednesday.
Right. So, good night to all of you. Stay rowdy, stay rough, stay rowdy, stay rough, stay rough. Peace.
Good night.